Good evening, legends. Welcome to the Magpie Army Chronicles, where we will be previewing the huge clash tomorrow night between the Pies and the Dogs at the G. It is a wild card game, and some of us aren't considering this a true final, but it is what it is. Let's get excited about it. I have got my panelists up ready to go. I did have the pleasure of being on the Into the Woods podcast, literally finishing minutes ago. Finally got to talk to the great Dern, and I was on there with the Warble, and I was on there with Will from the Collingwood Connection. Check those guys out if you love your Collingwood content. These guys, there's this guy on there, the Fossil, is an absolute legend. He's been around for years. He's got great knowledge. It's a great show. And there was also a Bulldog supporter, Jackson, who I sent him a message with the link. Listen, Jackson, you want to come on here and dissect the Bulldogs team with us? Feel free, mate. You're welcome to do so. I'm just going to quickly put the. I already sent him the link, but I'll put the link up in the chat. Yeah, any Bulldog supporters? I was trying to get this bloke to come on a little bit earlier today. Haven't had any replies from him, but he's got his own podcast. I forgot what he's called. Sorry, but if you're listening, mate, the link's up in the chat. Come on, have a yarn with us. Yes, everyone's in the chat. Matt Dela Cruz, Benny Zero, Black and White United, Hotkey. Everyone's here. MD Melbourne, Just want to let you know, buddy. Every Monday morning, I take my mum to Layla Shops for some shopping, and I have a coffee there. I'd love to catch up with you for a coffee, man, after meeting at the footy. Yeah, that's where you know where to find me, mate. Adrian, the Age of Reason. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, Mick. Lovely podcast with you and Dermot and Matty and the rest. Thoroughly enjoyed it, mate. You're probably already cooked, mate, but glad to be here.
Yep, not really cooked because I wasn't running the show myself. It was good to come on as a guest and just ramble on and let other people talk, and they just butt in and with my big fucking statements. So that was good. Good experience. Hopefully, we've passed the audition and we can join the big knobs with you on the Tuesdays, Age.
You're big time, Mick. You already know that,
mate. Sean, Ultimate Greatness. How are you, pal?
Doing pretty good. Finally got me cut back. If those that have been paying attention, I don't know, for some reason I got the cut back. So there you go. I don't know, for some reason my computer reset all of its settings, and it basically put everything to square one, and then I had to do a deep dive in my whole computer trying to find a picture I hadn't probably used for like a decade, basically. So there you go. That was fun. But no, I've got it back now. The cup's in safe hands, and hopefully that's a good omen going into this week. Maybe now that the cup is brand new and fresh, it's gotten its clean. Maybe it's an omen that maybe there might be something happening at the end of the season.
All right. Keep let's keep that in mind.
Yeah.
The Ultimate Greatness show coming soon, I reckon.
So yeah, if we don't lose a game for the rest of the year, there you go. I'll have something to brag about then. I'll be like, it's all because I had to screw up on my PC to reset the settings somehow. I don't even know how I did it. I mean, there could have been another culprit, but we'll just keep with me at the moment. But anyway, it just seemed like everything went to the default settings. Anyway, we're all back. We're all back to normal. So got it all fixed. All good, if we're undefeated from here, you know why.
All good. All right. Team has been named. Pendle's out injured. Puncher dropped. In come Lipinski and Quaynor. And I've got the team up on the screen there. And look, I'll put in my tips. Get your tips and predictions in, guys. If you've done it already, I might have to ask you to do it again because I haven't been. I've I've been talking and I haven't been looking at the chat. But from throughout the night, just throw him in there and I'll try and get him down. Good day, Bocek. How are you, pal? Look at him up and about, mate. Fucking hell, mate. You guys get the luxury. You play the Bulldogs and they decide to rest Bontempelli and English and you just get a draw. Then you play Freo and Freo weren't even fucking trying. It's like, fuck, mate. How many times are you going to get kissed on the dick, man? Fuck me, mate. You got to listen to Rocco. Oh! Anyway, enough about them, and let's talk about us. The Pies, mate. Why am I a little confident going into this? That's a bad sign. I just feel like we're going to win this one, man, by 14 points. I don't know why. Maybe because we were so shit last week, we didn't show any intensity. And surely we can't do that 2 weeks in a row. It's a big game. I do not consider this a final, but it's a wildcard game, which is a separate entity to finals. Yeah, finals are finals, man. This is just some kind of fucking gimmick, but we're in it, yeah? And the intensity should rise, and I reckon we'll be up for it. And we'll win a close tussle by 14 points. I've got Ed Allen, 30 plus and a goal. An announcement game by Ed Allen. He will announce himself. He's already had a breakout game, but still, there's a lot of opposition supporters. When we mention Ed Allen, they're like, yeah, he's all right. This game is his game. Yeah, he's going to fucking destroy Bont and Ed Richards, whoever he plays on, and he's going to get a lot of posies for himself. He's going to hit the scoreboard. After this game, mate, people are going to be saying, Ed Allen, man, fuck. Where did Collingwood get this bloke from? And we'll be thinking, Zach who? Who's this Butters guy that's going to Geelong after this game? I am willing this to happen, guys. Probably won't, but just want it to happen, mate. Thanks for your tips, Joshy Jacobs. Get him in, guys. Can I ask, I'll ask my fellow panelists what they think of the ins and outs and what they think is going to happen in this big game tomorrow night. Start with you, Age.
Yeah, Mick. Look, a lot of the chat during the week was the Pendlebury injury, obviously. I'm actually happy that happened in that game rather than, carrying him into this week. We only have to look back roughly 12 months ago. Pendlebury let us down in a big prelim final. I don't know how else to say it, but that's the reality. Him going into that game a little bit underdone, not here or there, getting injured, bang, straight away, may have cost us. Now, in the end, Brisbane won the flag. So we just have to accept that they were the best team last year. However, if Pendles plays that game, we win that game, who knows, mate? We've got the grand final experience. So, look, I'm actually glad. I won't say glad. That's not the right word, sorry. I'll say I'm relieved that he's been injured prior to coming into this game. Secondly, it speeds us up a bit. I'm happy with the Lipinski inclusion. I know we're up and down about Lipinski and certain things he does and doesn't do. However, right now we're lacking with a little bit of that. Not that we're lacking pace, but when you got guys like Sidey in there and that, Lipinski does provide a little bit of run, regardless of his downfalls. Look, Liam Puncher, I find it interesting. I'll tell you why I find it interesting. So Fly in his post-match press conference said, yeah, this is a nothing game. This means nothing. Like, I'm not even going to review this game. But he ended up dropping it has to be said, the worst performing player on the night. He happened to drop him. So, maybe he did take something out of that game. However, pretty disappointed. I would have loved to have seen Puncher get a final. My view is we're not going to win the flag. Although I want us to win bloody 5 games and win the flag, I think it's more important you give exposure to some of these guys in a final, even though it's not really a final. It's a bit of a, it's a knockout game. I'll put it that way. But look, I'm just upset that he's been dropped. Again, his performance was poor last week. Everyone can see that. However, I would have loved to have seen him get a game in a big final, and the experience will do him a world of good. However, he's only come in the mid-season. He's actually performed relatively well overall, I think, for the games he's played. Just get in the gym, young fella, in the off season. You're probably not going to come back in, I don't think. I reckon that might be the end of him. And, even if we win, I reckon he'll find it hard. But yeah, look, overall, I'm not shattered because, like I said, the Pendlebury coming out, it is what it is. He would have got injured in this game if he played. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Have you got a overall tip and prediction for us, Adrian, or will you require dissection of the game before you come up with one?
You know what, Mick? I'm tipping us to win, and that's honest from the heart. Reason being, purely MCG finals experience. I think the Dogs have just been the most underperforming team of the last 10 years, and I expect it to happen again. Since their flag, they haven't really, I know they made that granny in the COVID year, but I sort of don't really, count that for anything. I just think they just don't show up in finals. So I think we'll have them for experience and, just big home crowd. Well, technically it's their sort of home game, but I think big crowd at the G, I think they'll just be up against it. And we should win by, I reckon, 5 goals. Pretty confident as well.
There you go.
Prediction, I'll give you one later.
Yeah, no worries. All right. Good day. Everyone's joining in the chat. Pies Footy, Betty Zero. We'll be meeting. I'll be meeting Benny Zero and Anthony. Are you going there as well, Anthony, for a steak before the game? At that steak place on South Bank. So that will be good. Fucking big day for me. Full day of work. Rush to the G. Catch the steak and then watch the game and then come back and do the fucking post game. Fuck me, mate. Doesn't end. Sean, Ultimate Greatness, your thoughts on the ins and outs, your premonition for the game as well.
Yeah, I mean, overall thoughts, like straight away, I just think that we just really small in our defense. That was the first thing that stuck out. It gave me it actually gave me vibes to that first Geelong game when we dropped Hayes, and when we end up going to that Geelong game, all we said was, "Oh, look, wouldn't it be great if we had a small forward that was like in form that was playing this week?" So, and yeah, when you look at that defense, and we've got Frampton and Howe playing as key backs, I know this might ruffle a few feathers, and I know that Howe has done it in the past, but when it's just Frampton and Howe basically being the key positions, I just don't really like that. To me, it's just not enough security for me personally. Even if you were to even bring in Howes or someone like that, I just feel like we're just too small in the forward line. That's just my personal opinion on that. I mean, but then when you have Lipinski and Quainer, I mean they're definitely best 23 players. I thought before Lipper was getting injured, I thought he definitely lifted for, what was it, 4 weeks, 5 weeks he lifted for. So he was getting his 20 disposals and he was doing his job on the wing. And then obviously Q's obviously probably our best small defender. So yeah, to get him, that's going to be massive. That means that hopefully we don't have someone like a Sidey down there too much now that we have a defender. And I mean, and obviously Pendles was the obvious one going out. But yeah, I thought in terms of, when you play these games, you kind of got to do like for like. And yeah, I don't know. Now that I'm just sort of worried about, when you have a Tim English playing and you have like a Rory Lobb playing, yes, they're not premium key forwards or anything like that. But yeah, if they're going to go down and, it just gives a lot of stress over to someone like Cameron. Cameron has to make sure he gets back down there now. And whether if I can McStay joins him as well. Personally, I'd rather just play a bit more of a simpler game style, but that's just me. But yeah, no, that was the main thing that sort of stuck out for me. I guess I'll probably do my prediction. I'll probably do. I reckon Pies by 9 points.
Yep.
I do, and I'll just like reiterate because I know a lot of people will know. I normally tip Collingwood regardless. I feel like I do have this as a genuine Collingwood tip this week. I don't think it'd be by much, but I think the fact that we're playing the Dogs at the MCG, I think that's a factor that will go in our favour, thankfully, or hopefully. And in terms of a prediction, I got a feeling about Bo. I think Bo's going to kick 2 goals.
All right.
And we'll get a disposal up there. We'll
20
go.
plus.
Yeah, I'll go. I know he's listed there at like half back, and he has been playing a little bit of defense, but I reckon Swads will get 30.
Okay.
And actually, you know what? We'll even throw him for a goal as well.
30 and a goal. He loves a goal
Yep.
Swads, doesn't he, mate? And that's a
Yeah.
good side too. Yeah. So does Allen. Allen's been hitting the scoreboard here and there too.
You know
Once
what?
he
I've got a
starts getting
feel.
that, you know,
Yeah,
go.
I probably shouldn't be saying these things because, especially with my form of late, I either get it spot on or I get so damn close. But I've got a feeling that Allen's going to go to someone like Bond or just someone in the middle, and he's going to do a tagging job. So I don't think his stats are going to stick out as much. So that's sort of why I'm kind of avoiding Allen this week, just for some context there.
Yeah.
But yeah, how many disposals did he get Swads get last week? Because he got a fair bit.
32.
Because he basically carried Allen over
Can
the
someone
line
back
for
me up there?
55.
I'm just saying that from fucking. I'm pretty sure he got his
He got
most
30 something, didn't he?
last.
Yeah,
I think
you're on.
Because Allen only got like 23 from memory.
Yeah, that's where you need Josh Jacobs to back me up. Come on, dude.
Josh GPT.
Oh, there you go. 32
Mallow
disposals
backed
he
us
got.
up. There you go.
Yeah. No, all right. Well, yeah, he'll get another game where he'll get 30 plus. There you go, and a goal.
All right. Someone that will make an Ed Allen prediction is Ed Allen's biggest flag waiver. This bloke, look, all of us claim we saw it in Ed Allen right from the start, but this guy was the most vociferous of us. Don't you love those long words? I like to inject a long word here and there just to make myself look smart. But I've got Voidoid Generation in, and how are you, pal?
Good, mate. Vociferous. I'll
like
raise
that?
I'll raise it with trenchant.
I gotta know what that means. So we'll have this. We'll have a to and fro with big words throughout the night.
We'll do a game of Scrabble next.
Yeah. I don't even know what either of those words mean. So there you go.
Now, Void. Before we even start, mate, what is your album cover this week? Or can Mick guess it?
I've already guessed it, mate.
Yeah, haven't changed. I change it just for Mick, just to like, it's a little thing I'll do now. Whatever I'm listening to, I'll change it each week.
Yeah, beautiful, mate.
As fans of obscure music, myself and Void, there's a guy in the chat that comes on here and there, Kieran Kelly. He usually guesses the album covers as well. The album cover on Void's avatar is the Soft Machine's first album, self-titled. I would describe it as sort of like jazz rock. Avant-Garde came out in 1968. And welcome to the Obscure Music Show.
And I'm actually I'm a big fan of the novel which the band was named after.
That novel, was that written by William Burroughs?
Yeah, I'm a big Burroughs fan.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Enough of that stuff. The chat's thinking, what the fuck are these cunts talking about?
You've lost 30 viewers.
They're actually joining in with the words, which I think is actually even weirder.
Yeah. Come on, give us some good words, guys. Listen, guys, if you want to contribute to the chat, you have to use long, fucking hard words that normal people have to think about before they. Yeah.
How about vituperative? There's one for you.
Vituperity. Fuck, man, you're killing me with that one.
I'm definitely learning today. Jesus Christ.
Best word of the night gets mod.
That's it.
Or
mellifluous. I know what mellifluous means. I know what mellifluous means because my favourite character, Carmine Lupertazzi from The Sopranos, mentions it when he's describing something. Yeah, he misused it, which made me look it up in the dictionary.
He gave me this mellifluous little box.
Yeah, the sacred and the propane. Okay. All right, let's get back to the footy, man. Voidoid, your views on the ins and outs and your premonition for tomorrow night.
I'm a fan of playing three talls just because it helps with our spine. I would have liked to have seen that. However, against the Dogs, if there is one team you probably might want to go a little smaller for, just because they're not so tall in the forward line. This is probably the game. It's a bit of a horses for courses situation. I don't think it's like anything personal with Puncher. I think it's simply just horses for courses. They're worried about a lot of the Dogs' goals come from their smaller players, so I think they're worried about that. And having a bit of speed and maybe being a little less tall back there might actually help us curtail them. Maybe. So yeah, it's like I think it's. I don't think it's a big howl or anything. It's sort of like, yeah, I guess I could see the logic in it. But we hopefully took some good lessons from that final quarter against them earlier in the year, where we, in game we made some adjustments, which kind of set up this sort of like reviving our season a little bit. From that fourth quarter against the Dogs is when we really played a different brand of football. So yeah, hopefully we realise that, and Ed will go on Bont for the whole game. Last time he only went on him for the final quarter. And yeah, play attacking football. Don't try and kick it long, because then they'll eat that up and rebound off it.
Yep. All right. There was a question in the chat a little bit earlier. I think it was McCallus, which gate everyone's at. I'll be at my usual gate 4. You'll see me there smashing darts. Gate 4 is where first halves are dissected, second halves are predicted, and darts are smashed. Coffees are sipped. In my situation, I'll be sipping coffees. If you can sip whatever you want if you join me there. If you got a flask with some whiskey in there, pass it over. But yeah, that's gate 4. That's where I'll be tomorrow. Okay, now for tomorrow's game, it seems like it's going to be a situation where Framps and Howie are going to be taking on Norden and Lob. And if Western Bulldogs bring in other tools, we are going to be found wanting, which is a bit of a concern. Looks like Fly has gone for the smalls to dominate, to run and carry. Do you guys think that is a situation that will help us?
Yeah, I'll go, Mick. My concern is not. So I agree with everything that Void said, right? I understand he doesn't necessarily might not have a matchup or whatever it is, but you've got 5 on the bench these days. And Howie, look, we love Howie. He looked all out of sorts last week. I know he's going to improve. However, he just looked all out of sorts. I almost want Puncher there just as a bit of an insurance. Insurance isn't the right word. More just, I think it would have been the smarter thing to do, and it's a long-term view, right? Now, again, I agree with Void. It's probably the one team you can get away with it. However, I felt like we looked better, like you said, with that more stable, taller back line rather than just having Maynard have to play 10 centimeters higher every week. He's not there. Having to have Quaynor play 10 centimeters higher every week. And like he's back, but look, how fit is he? To me, it would have just been easier to play. You've got 5 on the bench. You played the structure game a little bit more. You play puncher. Yep, he had a howler. However, bit of an insurance policy for me. So, look, again, I know this is just one of those things that's sort of split 50-50. I just want to see him play. And unfortunately, it's not going to happen, but proof will be in the pudding, mate. The Balls spend more time on the deck being a final. So we just got to bring the pressure, and that's as simple as that.
That's it, man. Yes, MD, I will be at Gate 4. Come and say hello, buddy. We'll exchange numbers and we'll catch up for coffees, mate. You're a good bloke. I want to come. I want to go with you one day and with those machines that detect the metal detector machines, mate. That's something mate. That's a bucket list thing for me, mate. I want to do that one day. Okay. Yes. All right. Shawnee, do you agree with that as well? Do you think we should have gone taller, or do you think this smaller looking squad is the right way to go?
Yeah, no, I think I think you guys hit the nail on the head. When it comes to getting an extra tall, I know I'm talking about something that isn't going to happen, but yeah, I think even with Howie, like I know Howie's done like the key defensive role in the past, but I just don't sort of like. I don't know. It's a bit of a tough one because I don't mind him being like a third tall. Sometimes he can even do the job as a second tall sometimes, but I feel like to me, I always look at Howie doing those roles as if it's his like secondary role. It's not his like main strength. In fact, I was even saying this last week, the week before, that before we got Noble, Howe was actually doing our kicks off of halfback, where we had I can't remember who we had back then, maybe like Jordan Roughhead and probably even Darcy Moore at that point, and Dunn and those types of guys. And yeah, the guy that was kicking it out of our defense and taking those aggressive kicks before, or around that time was actually Howie. So yeah, to me, even if you were to, again, I know it's not going to happen, but even if you were to take, say, someone like a Houston out or a Sidey out, and you get Howie taking those kicks, you then have Puncher in there. Even if you wanted some extra security in defense, you could even throw Howes in there as well too. But again, who comes out to put Howes in makes it a bit difficult. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe you could have that argument where Howie could play that small defender that basically takes the run off halfback and becomes that sort of like John Noble type. So then you do drop a Sidey, you do drop a Houston. But I mean, yeah, we're talking scenarios that just aren't going to happen. So kind of no point bringing it up. But in terms of my opinion, that's sort of the direction I would go. But yeah, and then I don't know. I did see some of the opinions out there saying that but if we're smaller, we can run faster and all that stuff. Like again, not sure when you can. Like, are we going to run faster? Sure, but like when you still have guys like Sidey playing, like I just don't see us covering the ground too much. Like when we played that Hawthorn game, and Sidey wasn't playing, like we just covered the ground so much. I'm just trying to look at the side. Did we have Harris? Harrison played that Hawthorn game, but is he playing this week or did he get dropped as well? Or did he get dropped last week? Because I can't see Harrison on there.
Harrison.
Is he the last one? Because you got Benny's.
He didn't end up getting dropped. He came in. He came in because Sidey was a laid out, I think.
Yes.
No. Yeah, no, it's just because Ben's comment was up. I couldn't see.
He's on the. I got him on the bench.
Yeah.
Oh,
and that's where. Yeah. So, and that's the thing with like Steele. Like as much as and I always consider Steele as like one of the obviously we have Pendles as our goat and Sidey's not too far behind him, especially in the current era. It's just really hard to sort of see Sidey out there, producing what he's going to produce and stuff. And we know he's going to be playing defense, unfortunately. But yeah,
man, I got visions of Riley West kicking fucking 6, man, tomorrow.
I said in the chat in the stream before, I reckon Artie Jones is going to turn into prime Cyril Rioli.
There's always someone that does against us, man.
Yeah. It's always someone that's like pretty much a no-name, basically.
And Waitman's back now too. He wasn't in, I don't think, last time.
Yeah. Well, that's the. I wouldn't be surprised if IQ goes to Waitman and keeps Waitman quiet. It's whoever's the next one up after that. So whether that is Artie or whether that is somebody else. But yeah, no, it's just in terms of like covering the ground and stuff, I just felt like when Sidey didn't play the Hawthorn game, we seemed to cover the ground very, very well. And then like the momentum could just it could just grow from there, basically. So, hopefully he can prove me wrong. Like if he proves me wrong, I'm not going to say no, right? But yeah, that's sort of like where I'm like leaning towards it. We sort of look pretty slow with guys like that. But we do have a few guys like you've got your Allens that have a bit of pace. Like Nick obviously has a bit of pace, Swads and all that stuff. But yeah, as long as we can just if we can capitalize on our chances, which I'm sure we will, or at least have the chances, we just got to make sure we execute. Because and yeah, if we can turn our game plan into a bit of pace, yeah, and like I don't even want to mention, I don't want to hear I don't even want to see the name McKenna ever again, with how he played last week. Because my God, but yeah, I don't know, like that's sort of like where I'm going with it. But again, like if Sidey can have like an all-time game, like get 30 disposal, kicks a goal, like I'm not gonna sit there being angry, like, but like it's just, I don't know, it's just I just don't want to be wishing for something that I know isn't going to happen, right? Like that's sort of how I'm sort of looking at it.
Just looking at this team, man. Just looking at this team, we don't have many players that can, like smaller types that can defend, man. It's like,
we do have smaller types that can defend, but they're in our VFL, so
like without Bruzzy and Pezza.
I'll wait for Paul's comment to come up because I know it's going to come up. You'll be like, just say it.
IQ, Chris, like Swads, jury's out whether he can like lock down on someone. Houston doesn't lock down on anyone.
No.
Josh Bakos on transition, I fear mate, last week's fucking absolute debacle. Even though like our intensity wasn't there last week, and we got to take that into account. I was at the game. I saw the first half, the second half. I was at the fucking bar, just fucking chatting with people, but we didn't really take it seriously. Nick and DC, whole last quarters on the bench. We had nothing to play for. Brisbane had a lot to play for, and it showed. So we just really can't look at last week's game. We have to look more at the game before that against Hawthorn. We're undermanned, and we still managed to draw. Should have won. The intensity was fucking off the charts, and that's what I'm looking at. We got to bring that tomorrow night, and if we do, we're going to win. We'll win. Yeah. Bulldogs aren't Hawthorn. That's how I'm looking at it.
So the biggest thing to exploit with the Bulldogs is what they've been doing this year. They have a really, really below average back six, but they've been just basically flooding back because they've got, a very quick side who can cover the ground. They can get back in numbers and defend as a team, but if you can get the ball in really, really quick, Buku, like guys like Buku Karmas aren't good one-on-one defenders. So if he's say on Westy or whoever I think he'll be on Westy, you'll easily kick 6 goals on Buku Karmas if you can get the ball in quick enough. So we've really got to exploit their defense because they don't have a great defense. But it all comes down to ball movement, getting it in there before they can flood back.
Yeah.
I do. Where is his comment as well too? Even Paul mentions about like Parker didn't even make an emergency. Like I find that really strange because given that we've also got a few guys that might be traded out this year, the fact that Parker's gone from pretty much just playing like a few games here and there. There was even at one point where we could have been forgiven for thinking that he was even in our best 23 at one point for a couple of weeks. And then all of a sudden he just didn't get picked, and then he hasn't been picked since, basically. So that's probably another small defender that we could have used. Because I don't sort of rate Parker in terms of like we have to go out of our way to make sure he's signed up, but just to willy-nilly just trade him off to Port Adelaide for not much, I wouldn't agree with that either. So he's one of those like fringe types that you always appreciate because he's good enough to definitely be in the 23 with a couple of injuries. But yeah, I don't know if you hold on to him too tightly. So it's interesting how we'll have some others that are going to be potentially traded out, but he's the one that seems to be, on the outer when it comes to selection. So I found that pretty interesting.
They've put a line through him. Through him, Sean. He got up.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying. I'm still saying it's interesting how it's like you basically got a line through a few others, but they're getting games in terms of being traded out. But Parker's the one you sort of Parker's the one you sort of go, nah, we're going to take a stand on you, and it's like, it's not really a stand if it's like if it's a popular opinion, is it really a stand? If that makes any sense.
I can't really see who he comes in for, though. To be fair.
No.
Yeah.
Thing is, I've always liked him, and I've probably been seduced by his performances last year against fucking Brisbane or Adelaide, where he locked down.
Yeah, it was a Brisbane game where he kept Charlie Cameron quiet. When I say quiet, I don't even think he even kicked a goal. And to do that to Charlie Cameron, not many players in the comp can do that.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I told the story how last week when I saw Harry Di Mattia walk past me, he was next to a Parker, and Parker's fucking tiny. And I was surprised. I was surprised how big Harry Di Mattia was. And they walked past, and as I saw him walking past, I could see the screen, and Logan Morris is kicking another goal just as they walked past, and I'm like, "Fuck me, man." You were talking about Karmas. You'll probably whoever plays on him is going to kick a bag. Wasn't he fucking talked up? Like, isn't he looking for a trade or something, and someone's saying, "Oh, we should get Karmas," and what? Now he's fucking crap. Has he had a shit time of it? Has he?
No, he always was that. He always was like that. He's a good interceptor, but he's a terrible one-on-one defender. Like if he came to Collingwood, he'd be a whipping boy in no time because he'd give up goals. Carlton are the ones that he's touted to be going to.
Yeah. We need a weather forecast for tomorrow. I think Hotkey said in the chat earlier it's raining tomorrow night. Could put a different perspective on matters. Someone give us a weather forecast for tomorrow, so I don't have to be searching because I'm doing about 4 or 5 things at once as we speak.
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
Oh man. I'll put the overture out there for a Bulldog supporter to come on. I was talking to this bloke Jackson on the Into the Woods podcast earlier. It would be great if you're listening, mate. The link is in the chat. Jump on. We'll dissect the teams. And I've made overtures to other Bulldogs. Come on, guys. You're a bit shy. Come on, man. We're not going to hurt you. Come on. We'll talk about the teams, or we'll just dissect it. Otherwise, we're going to have to try and do it ourselves. We don't know anything about your fucking team. Oh, some of us probably do. Yeah.
Especially with Harry, like as you spoke about with like the height and stuff. Like he's actually the same height as Jordan De Goey. Yeah. I don't know if many people would even actually comprehend that. Like, yeah, no, he's actually, but I don't know, maybe it's just more like, it's just, I don't even know what the right word to say it is, but obviously it's like the body technique or something like that, where I guess because he's that inside mid, he's always got his like shoulders down because he's ready to get the inside ball. He's always got his body like down, so it takes off a good 5-6 centimeters where he looks like he's 180, 182, but he's actually 188.
Yeah.
Is that 188 or 186? I'll quickly fact check it.
Yeah. Now, tomorrow night we have 6 youngsters in our team that will be playing our first final, if you consider this game an official final. Okay, Ed Allen, Charlie West, Harvey Harrison, Sam Swadley, Will Hayes, and Gus Anderson all playing their first final. And it'll be, if there's any good things to come out of this year, it'll be them playing in a big game in front of a packed G. It's a final. Yeah. And that's just one great thing. Yeah, about tomorrow night to see. And wouldn't it be great if 3 or more of them step up tomorrow and are pivotal to our win? Because just sick of seeing Nick Dacos being the man. At the end of, look, don't get me wrong, we all love Nicky. He's one of the greatest players to ever play the game. He's only fucking 23. But seriously, we just want to see the best players at the end of the game one day, and just see Nick not at the top. And wouldn't it be great to see one of these youngsters, like a Swadling or a Ed Allen or even a Gus Anderson, best player on the ground, in a final. That's one of my hopes. Yeah.
Absolutely, Nick.
Yeah.
Yep. No, that's. I mean, it's not. I look at. I still personally think like next week is the finals proper, but it is. It's something. I don't know what it is yet, but it's something.
Yeah.
A final's worth like 20 games, or maybe I'm exaggerating, but that's the reality. You have some players at other clubs, they'll play 100 games, 150 games without ever playing a final. If you've got a few 10, 20 gamers on your list, which we sort of have right now, 10 gamers, a final might be worth 20 games, and a lot of coaches, when they've left the caper, and even in the caper, they say the magic numbers like that 30 to 40 game mark. That's generally when a player's, they take that next step, and they've either got it or they don't. So this has been my argument all year. Yeah, you can lean on old guys. Thankfully, this year we can't due to injuries. But if you're looking for the future, whatever this fucking game is, knockout game, bloody whatever you want to call it, it's a knockout game, and it's going to be invaluable experience for especially guys like your Charlie Wests at the MCG. Just a massive opportunity to get a scalp. It'll be great to get a win, because again, it's worth 5, 10, 15, whatever the number is, games. So that's my angle anyway.
Yeah.
Let's earn our way into the finals proper, and then I think we'll be even more excited. Like it's great. Look, this is what's in front of us, so we've got to play by whatever rules they set forth. So you can't boycott it, because that'd be silly. If they're going to do it and it's available to everybody, then. But I just want to get through this week into next week, and then I'll feel like we've really earned our spot in September.
Yeah, that's how I feel too, Void. Like, I'm not really considering this game a final, but if we win it, we're in the finals. Yeah, we're officially in the finals, and that's it. But this is I'm just going along with the gimmick here. Yeah. And so of course I'm going to fucking support and fucking barrack for my team, yeah? It is what it is. But at the end of the day, we finished fucking 9th. And if the AFL has given us this opportunity to rejuvenate our season right at the end by introducing this wildcard concept, then, it is what it is, mate. But just like, I don't like this wildcard, but we've found ourselves in it, yeah? And it's going to be here forever, most likely. And we're just going to have to learn to love it, just like what's his name in the 1984, the George Orwell novel, mate. He learned to love Big Brother. Winston, is it? Yeah. All right. What are the Bulldogs sooking about? What the fuck's going on here? Are they sooking that the game's not at Marvel, or what the fuck happened?
Just an
there?
irrelevant fucking sookie team. Irrelevant
Yeah.
sookie team that wouldn't exist without Collingwood in the league. Shut your mouth and fucking stay in Footscray. Shut up.
It's true, isn't it, mate? They are irrelevant. I remember saying that to excuse me, before the Bullies won that flag a few years ago, probably about 2 or 3 years before. I remember having a conversation with a Bulldogs supporter. I looked him in the eye and I said, mate, you guys will never win a flag in your lifetime. These are a fucking irrelevant, blah, blah, blah. I said everything. Then they won the flag 3 years later. But anyway, but it still rings true, man. Come on, man. One flag since 1955 or whatever it was. And yeah, momentarily they're the ones that have to fucking rattle the tins and rule the ones that fucking, put up the money. But where's the thank you? Is there a thank you? Thank you, Eddie, because Eddie was instrumental in that, mate, for saving us, when we were fucking rattling tins and, trying to save our team because the AFL wanted to fucking turf us to fucking whatever. So, a thank you would be nice,
Bevo was upset today because we trained at Marvel.
Okay. Yep.
And he took unusual exception to it. Like I thought the reaction was a bit ridiculous. I mean, it's obviously a huge advantage to train at a ground we're not playing at.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but why did we do that anyway? That's what it's like. Is that there's no,
Well, apparently it was because of apparently our training ground at the KGM Centre wasn't up to scratch.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So apparently we got AFL approval to train at Marvel instead.
Yeah, I bet someone did their knee that we don't even know about.
Also away from prying eyes as well. Because I think at this time of year especially, don't want people filming whatever they're working on, whatever tactics they're practicing. I like it. I like it to be a bit more secretive. But then it surprises the opposition. They can't send over anyone to do intel on us.
Bevo would be a nothing without his time at Collingwood anyway. He should shut his mouth.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
He's not wrong.
It's amazing.
My grandfather was part of our machine as well, wasn't he?
He was. Yeah.
Shut
I forgot his name,
Bevo.
Yeah.
Jack Beveridge, I think his name was.
There you go. Yeah.
Shut up, Bevo. Fuck me. I'm so sick of these small, irrelevant clubs.
Yeah.
Look, we can't even get a fucking Bulldog supporter on the stream tonight. Where are they?
Where are they?
Exist, mate. They don't fucking exist,
mate. You know how Collingwood's got about fucking 76 fucking YouTube creators channels. Fucking Bulldogs have got fuck all, man. There's probably there's one or two. It's just one bloke from his bedroom fucking talking shit, and that's the guy I sent the link to.
There's that weird Tasmanian bloke as well, isn't there? Bev.
Yeah.
The bloke with two heads.
Yeah.
No.
If bloke with two heads, if you're listening, man, jump on, mate. Get your reply.
No, there's no chance that guy will be on. I don't think he's even existed on YouTube for a while. Actually,
I'm trying to.
It's kind of ironic because his name's actually like Bevo or something too.
Why didn't you bring on
the Bev show or something like that?
Remember the mascot they had? They used to have that real bulldog.
Yeah, the bulldog.
Yeah,
why didn't he have to retire or some shit?
You should have brought the bulldog
legs or something.
The bulldog would have given an analysis of the game better than an actual supporter.
I've just got this vision of my head with a bloke with two heads talking about the Bulldogs.
And he's got two mics, is he? Just talking to each mic?
Oh, man.
He might start kissing himself as well.
Oh, man. All right, I'll get their team up. Last chance, Bulldogs fans, to join us before we fucking absolutely destroy your individual players down. All right, just give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. It's going to take me 2 seconds to get this shit up.
Uh,
1 second. Fucking Champagne Broadcasting right here waiting for me to get this shit up. There we go.
Yep.
All right. Let's. Who wants to be our designated Bulldogs official? Yeah. Team English is there. What got that up properly? Fuck, I can't. Was it like that? Sorry, guys.
you probably like zoom out as well too with like control and then the mouse wheel.
Oh yes. Oh, there we go.
Yep.
All right. Team English is there. Ruckman, from memory, always fucking beats DC. He's coming back from injury, isn't he? He was strategically rested against Carlton, and they got the draw, and they think they're fucking, the bee's knees right there. Oh, we drew. Yeah. No wonder why you drew. You fucking drew to the Bulldogs, and they fucking rested English and Bontempelli. Who the fuck gets that luxury? And then you cheer for a draw? I know our coach cheered for a draw, but we weren't.
We can't talk.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, yeah. Team English, he's going to beat DC. DC's just going to have to somehow mitigate his effectiveness. They're going to have Rory Lobb chopping out. We're going to have McStay chopping out. DC, he's made a bit of a resurgence in his effectiveness. Last time, from what I recall, English fucking just, destroyed him. Do we see DC kind of evening things out here?
Yeah. I mean, his form's definitely been better.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he can beat him around the ground if he gets his. He's had games where he's had like 25 disposals, which is pretty insane for a ruckman. Yeah, if you can get that and his disposal efficiency is high enough, if you can get it around like 60%, because normally with rucks, like you'd be lucky to get them to go 50.
Yeah.
Then yeah, he probably might be able to beat him. It's more. I probably wouldn't rate him, especially the centre bounce, because English is like a genuine jump ruckman. Maybe not like a premium one, I guess, but he's definitely up there.
Yeah.
It's basically we fixed up the clearance problem last time in game. They were smashing us, and then in the last quarter, I think we won the clearances. I think it's going to look different this time because we've got some defensive mids in there now, and the ball's not just being walked out of the centre. So even if English does win some of the hitouts, I think we're doing a really good job of roving those opposition taps now as well.
Yeah. There have been a few games where we've been smashed in hitouts and won the clearances. And from memory, it was probably that last quarter against Bulldogs. We lost the game, but it seemed to be roughly around the turning point where we turned our, I wouldn't say around, we turned our season around, but we stopped it from fucking plummeting into, thinking of a big word. So we turned it around from memory, that last quarter where we almost won it. After that, we started playing a lot more attacking, and our results have been much better. But all I can say with this one is Andreas is confident DC will smash him. I'm not so confident, but what gives me maybe a little bit of confidence is that English coming back from injury, maybe he's not ready. and DC can take advantage of that, and hopefully that is the case. Yeah,
I think English came back from injury last time we played them.
Yeah, and he still killed him. We're trying, guys. We're trying to get DC over the line here, but it's going to be hard, man. Because English is class. He's one of the best ruckmen in the league, man. Yeah.
He's very underdone, though. I think he's probably more underdone coming into this game than he was last time.
Yeah.
But obviously that, you can never rely on that for the competitive advantage on the night. You're just going to have to play him like he's fit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and then the other thing as well with what I mentioned with DC, like the form's been getting better and better. That also comes with a bit of confidence and things like that. So, I feel like he's getting more. I guess the right word is like he's getting more reliable to where you can put your $10 down and you can be more confident each week because he seems to be he seems to be getting the jobs done. And I think you'd be fairly confident if you had it down. But again, it's like you just don't want to be disrespecting English too much because he's definitely no mug. But I think with the form that DC has built over the last few weeks, I think he's earned the right for us to trust him a bit more.
Yeah. Before we proceed to the midfield battle, we'll try and get a consensus on this. I think English, despite coming back from a knee injury, might be a bit underdone. I still think English slightly wins this contest. You guys and the chat, what are we saying? Who's going to win this overall? Do you guys agree with me there?
If Cameron gets on top of him from around the ground, I would back in Cameron for this one. Obviously, he's going to probably get murdered in the center. I think that's just something we're just going to have to accept. But again, as long as we plan for that, and I think you kind of touched on it before, Mick, where you said something to the effect of like, we seem to be sharking it well. I think that's because we've accepted the fact that we're going to lose the hitouts in the center.
Yeah.
So if that's the game plan, and we're just going to be all right, we're just going to lose the ruck tap in the center, and then hopefully Cameron can take his intercept marks in the back line, and when the ball ups and the throw-ins come in, he can work his way there because you don't have to leap in those. I mean, you can make a case either way, but as I said, I think because DC's been having a pretty good track record of late, I think he's earned the right for us to trust him in this one, and we'll see how he goes.
All right.
Yeah, he'll run him around the ground. Run English around the ground. Take advantage of his sore knee. I think you've got to. They've really just got to exploit that. As for the hitouts, honestly, these days they feel like they're pretty much even most of the time, or not far off it.
Yeah,
I think it's probably just going to be down the middle mostly.
Yeah. And if that's the case, then that's a win because as long as we can even the hitouts, then Cameron can then get to work with his stuff around the ground. So it's not ideal. But if we can get a little bit of a win here and there, and then Cameron can get to work around the ground, then we should win that matchup.
Basically, what we're saying is this contest between the rucks should not be a pivotal fucking reason as to who wins. Yeah, they should even each other out. DC gets him around the ground. English probably wins the hitouts in the middle, but we've shown that if that happens, it doesn't really affect us that much.
I feel like somebody wins. I just don't feel like the matchup. Like I don't think one person will kill the other, but someone will definitely win the matchup.
Yeah. All right. Before we go on to the mids, I'm just going to quickly duck out and fill up my coffee. I'll be back in half a minute. Okay. That's it.
Yeah, I'll just finish that conversation. As we've spoken about all year, look, DC, he's never going to dominate anyone in the ruck anymore with these new rules. But you know what? That centre bounces, please, just that 60-40. I keep talking about it. We just don't want him to be slaughtered in there. Just put up a bloody contest. And more importantly, McStay's been awesome as his chop out this year. Long may that continue. He's going to be super important as well. As much as we all would love McStay just to be, forward line, stay there, do your thing, he's been super important in chopping Cameron out, because the fact that he's been more than serviceable in there has allowed DC to have his rests and his rotations. If we didn't have a viable second option and we had to play Cameron even more in there and really push him, he'd be fucking rooted. So, look, as much as Cameron's role is super critical, also McStay chopping him out is super critical. And he has been very good all year. So, look, we're just going to need it again. We need these guys that have stepped up all year for us. We're asking for them to step up again. That's pretty much it. And McStay's, close to the most impressive overall footballer other than Nick. I think he's probably the most impressive footballer we've had this year. So big game from him tomorrow night, please.
Yeah. Yeah, and then on top of it too, it can't be that much understated that Steen's been a pretty big loss too. Someone that's been rating him pretty highly from a pretty early stage. The fact that we can. The fact that we don't have him at our disposal to where he can, dictate where the hit-outs go and even make Nick's job a lot easier trying to win clearances and stuff and hitting it to his advantage, more specifically. And probably even Allen, for next season, if we can get Steen and hitting the taps to Allen even, just imagine how much better he would look, steaming out of the middle, like, Jesus Christ. And even Bo to some extent too, like... and then even Neil, if we get Neil, but that's for next year.
Yeah. All right. The midfield. Okay, we'll start with our boy, the chosen one, one of the greatest players to have ever played the game, and it's only the beginning, man. Think about that. He hasn't even reached the middle part of his career yet. And he's already one of the greatest players to have ever played.
Are you talking about Long?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the back pocket that's playing in their VFL, but okay.
But
Paul's he's gonna be making a comment now.
Yeah. Now the sad thing is, okay, this is a sad thing when I delve into the future, and I see the next 10 years, and I am it's tinged with sadness because I'm thinking, mate, is this guy always going to be the main guy? Now, we've seen this year the ascendancy of Ed Allen and Swadling, and perhaps they can be his wingmen going forward. But wouldn't you love just an A-grader to come in from another team and help him out? And that we thought that was going to be Butters. That's not the case. Could be Lockie Neal for a year, and then after that maybe a Rowell. Who knows? But I really hope the club just works something out, whether it be internally through the youngsters or a big fish from somewhere, man. Because we say it all the time. We're just sick of seeing this guy bust his chops to fucking win us games, yeah? Whether it be getting fucking 40 plus, or a close game and he sparks us with a fucking piece of play that rips through the opposition or a great goal or something like that. Something's got to get done, man. And in this game tomorrow night, don't think they're going to tag him. They'll probably let him run loose. So he'll probably get his 35. Do you guys see anyone on their in their squad here that could do a job on him?
Nah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
They're not really that type of team.
Yep.
No.
They're just gonna back in their own attack against ours.
Yeah. They're the ultimate front runners. downhill skiers, front runners, whatever you want. When the game's on their terms, they look like the Harlem Globetrotters. Once it's not on their terms, they look like bottom 4, bottom 6 team. It's always been the same with them. So they're and that's the other thing. Defensively, they're quite poor. So look, no one's stopping Nick. If Nick is on tomorrow night, no one is stopping Nick.
Yeah. Did anyone watch their game against Melbourne last week? I didn't watch it, so I can't get a gauge on it. Yeah, you did?
Yeah.
What did you take out in regards to them from that game?
Oh, do you want me to go?
Yeah.
Well, firstly, Melbourne are missing a couple of key players now. A couple of guys got hurt in defence and Van Rooyen. So look, I think Melbourne was sort of primed to get done. But what they basically did, just let me think back to it. I think they stopped Melbourne's. How do I put it? I'm trying to think now. Age you goes. I've just drawn a blank. Now I'm trying to think.
Well,
go. Yep.
Oh well, look. Who are you concerned about, Mick, out of the Bulldogs team? Firstly,
I'm concerned about Bont and Richards. Really, they're my main concerns. I reckon Framps and Howie can mitigate their tall forwards, not stop them from dominating. Yeah, and we just have to get up in the midfield, I reckon, and our forwards can beat their defence. That's how I'm looking at it overall.
Okay. Now, if you reference the game last week, it's Bont and Richards, mate. Like it's similar to us with Nick. You know, like it's just that. Last week they just had to win. You know, that's an out of the box performance for them last week. The Bulldogs. You know, they have not shown that all year. Makes me think. Are they the sort of team that can back up that performance? You know, I just feel like Melbourne, young team, they've had a great year. Probably getting to the end of the year, like Void said, you know, a couple of guys just probably running out of steam, whatnot. So can you read too much into it? It was an awesome performance, but I'll tell you what, when Melbourne got a bit of that run on there in the last quarter, I said, oh my God, they're going to steamroll them here. And the Bulldogs could not lay a finger on him. And you know what it was down to? It was down to pressure.
Okay.
Once Melbourne bought heat, the Bulldogs just did not touch the footy. And that makes me think if we bring that Hawthorn pressure, like you replicate it, look, you're probably not going to replicate what that game was ever again. That was just off the charts. But I don't think you need to get to that level to actually get Footscray to sort of go back in their shell a little bit. So, look, I saw that I think it's just a down performance from Melbourne and just an out-of-the-box performance from the Bulldogs. But it's just going to come down to pressure, mate. You cannot let them move the footy. Like, you've got Ed Richards just running, like, in acres of space. Like, you cannot allow that. You just got to, you know, and that's why, going in slightly smaller might help that. But, you stop Richards or you quell him a bit. Bont's just too good. I don't think you can stop that guy. But a guy like Richards, put the clamps on him. I think you're pretty much 90% of the way to winning this game, to be honest.
Yeah, that's why when I was thinking about it, I couldn't think of a specific sort of tactic that curtailed Melbourne. It just really just felt like they were going head to head and Melbourne were just a little bit sluggish compared to the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Don't feel like they did anything special tactically or anything like that.
Okay. I've got someone backstage. Okay. I'm going to introduce him as the nicest man in the Collingwood YouTube sphere. You probably already know who I'm talking about. Do not be fooled by the nice exterior because this guy will get the nunchucks out and do fucking some Bruce Lee shit on you, mate. Welcome. Benny Zero, how are you, pal?
You're muted.
You get yourself off mute.
Sorry, mate. Just shows how spastic I am. I've got yous all fooled, mate. I've got yous all fooled.
What's going on, pal?
You know what? Good, mate. Yeah, I'm really good. After that question yesterday, I went hunting around my house looking for my chucks. I don't know where I've put them, mate. I've got 2 pairs. One of them was handmade by an old kung fu mate of mine, and I was wandering around the whole house. I could almost not sleep because I'm like, where the hell did I put them? Because they're not exactly legal in the outside world these days, unless you're like a practitioner and stuff. And there's
one of those
rules about them.
Are they one of those things you have to hand them in nunchucks as well? Fuck me.
You might have to put them
not even hand them in. They're just on the no list because we've got nuffies running the joint. But I was looking all over the house. I'm like, where the hell did I put them? I don't know. I'm still looking, mate. But you triggered it in my head. I'm like, I haven't got the chucks out in a while. I better go sharpen up. And I couldn't find the buggers. They're here somewhere.
I'm gonna continue. I'm going to be relentless with these nunchuck jokes until you do give us a demonstration live on air, whether it be on here or on Pies Footy, of your nunchuck prowess. And I want to see some Bruce Lee shit, mate, around the fucking behind the back, all that stuff, mate.
Yeah, no, I can do a few good things. Not quite Michelangelo, but not bad. I was taught by a guy called Bruce Corleys, who was taught by a guy named Dana Wong, who actually trained under Bruce Lee's teacher. So there's a little bit of a lineage there.
Yeah,
you know Dana?
I don't know him personally, but it's a famous name in martial arts around in Australia. Yeah.
Yep, he is. Yeah, he's a big name here. But. Yeah. Not that I've met him either, but there's a bit of a chain there back to him. Like they trained together when they were kids or something. But I've never met the guy. But there's some lineage. But mate, I wouldn't even be written on the same piece of paper as those blokes. But it's good fun. It's a good little thing to practice. I used to just practice with some bike chain. You know, like you would get the chain with the like green or clear plastic around it. I used to just get some of that and would play with it. And then one day a mate of mine, who was a gold sash in Wing Chun, he made me a pair out of just like broomsticks and some chain and stuff. I'm like, sick! This is awesome. It was just in high school. And he taught me how to do it. And then his teacher, who was Bruce, he taught me, and not Bruce Lee, a different Bruce. He taught me how to use them. I'm like, oh, this is sweet. And then every so often I would grab them out and have a go. And they're just good fun. And I've smacked myself in the face plenty of times. I've hit myself on the shoulder. They're not to muck around with unless you got the foam ones. Trust me, I've hurt myself in martial arts more than I've done dished out, mate. Well and truly, trust me.
Benny, you've been listening to the show. We're going through the Bulldogs team and how we're going to overcome them. Did you have something to say before you come on, or do you want us to continue on in this vein?
Yeah, definitely continue on. I'll probably add Bailey Dale. He's been looking a bit deadly off half back lately as well. I mean, Bont, if he goes forward, that's going to be a bit of a nightmare. But you'd think strength wise, he'll probably play a fair bit in the middle, right? That's what I think everyone will agree on that. But when he does go forward, it's going to be a little bit of a nightmare, and we're going to have to think that one through. And just an extension on that, the puncher thing. So I did have the slightest inkling earlier that he might be an out. And I didn't actually base it on bad form. Yes, he had a shocker last week. And, some of us who have said, let's keep him in and just, keep the ball rolling, give him his games. We copped it a little bit from some out there. But look, I was not intending on him being dropped for form, that's for sure. But there might have been a matchup thing. And it really sort of clicked, and it spoke to me that we're going to attack. We're going to back in our mids to mitigate their effectiveness going forward, which was completely missing last week, as we all saw. But in the weeks before that, we were quite good at pressuring the ball carrier, and if not to getting a turnover, at least making the disposal inside 50 less efficient. So we can see we're going to back ourselves in by the sounds of it. And Age was saying with the 5 on the bench, why wouldn't you? And, I tend to lean that way myself, but maybe we're just so confident in our ability to get the job done. And that's what I'm hoping they're thinking. And it's not just us thinking, oh shit, we're making stuff up. They're confident. Yeah, I think legit. We've got some confidence there that we can get the job done as we're planning. And so they thought, well, coupled with the form, we'll give him a rest. There's no real matchup for him. Rather than having, I still consider him at least medium athletic, and he can jump and all that stuff, but maybe not with the agility side of things. So rather than embarrass him with the on the ground stuff and the loose ball and that with their smalls, give him a rest, and that's it. And then the other side effect of that is if they want to play lob forward, great. Their backs, they'll have Buku and that one other tall they've got back there. The guy who took the mark late in the quarter against us, who basically stuffed our play, it was Selwood. Selwood, is that it?
Selwood,
yeah.
Selwood, yeah, help me out. Yeah. If they just want to go with those two as well, then we've got a third tall and we'll run them off their feet, and aerially we can dominate. So that's how I see it happening. I think it's a pretty good plan. The next step is just to execute the damn thing, right, and not get punched in the face and mess the whole thing up. So, we got to be efficient, and then we've got to make sure our shots on goal, guys like Membry and Shooter and even McStay, don't let it get in your head. Kick the goals and just get your confidence up early and don't waste it. And we see how we go from there, mate.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay. We've established that they don't have anyone to take on Nick, and Nick's probably going to be left alone to do as he pleases. But we've got some problems ourselves now. Bontempelli, Ed Richards. Now we know Ed Allen will do a job on one or both of these. If you had a choice, guys, and I'll ask the chat as well, Ed Allen, who would you like to see him do a job on? I'm going Bont. Void, I'll let you lead with this one, mate. Go. Yep.
We don't have another matchup for Bont, especially stature-wise. I think somebody else could play on Ed Richards aside from Ed Allen, but I don't think anybody else could play on Bontempelli.
Yep. And how's Bont's form lately? Is he kicking ass, or has it been not as good? Does anyone know?
He's had a few down games this year. Yep. He was good last week, obviously, but he's had a couple of games where he was kept quiet.
Yep.
Mostly good, but some average in there.
Yeah. All right. I'm tipping Ed Allen to have his fucking announcement game where he just fucking announces himself to the AFL tomorrow. Just willing this to happen. And I'm saying this, I keep bringing it up because if it does happen, I'll be fucking letting everyone know. Yeah. Don't you worry about that. I've got to catch up to ultimate greatness with these fucking predictions, man. But I'll tell you what, at the end of the season, when I open up the vault, we'll find out everyone's fucking predictions and who fucking stunk it up and who's the best one, mate. I had a sneak peek.
It'll be a bloodbath.
There's not many fluorescent green texters over predictions. Put it that way.
I'm worried when you open the vault at the end of the year, it's going to be like that little box in Hellraiser.
Yeah, I've got to come up with a fancy fucking video for it too, mate. Yeah. All right, all 56 of yous. Okay, there's got to be probably about 3 or 4 of yous that are just sticking your nose in and having a look at what's going on here. Magpie Army Chronicles. Well, this is what it is, mate. We're a one-eyed Collingwood channel. We talk Collingwood. That's all we talk about. We're very opinionated, but also our opinions are very disparate. There's people that think that Fly is the greatest, the people that can't stand him. But we all talk amongst each other, and it's all in good faith. We don't bag each other. It's all good, yeah? So if you're a newbie, smash me a fucking like, smash me a subscribe, get me up there, because I've got to catch up to people like Pies Footy and Black and White United and Swoop Luke. Mate, I've got to get up there and become a mover and shaker in this scene, yeah? So when I fucking say my statements, the club listens and think, fuck, Mick said it. It must be true. So that's my goal, yeah? All right. Look, all honesty, give us a like and a subscribe. Yeah, because I want to be a mover and shaker, yeah. All right. Continuing on with the Bulldogs midfield. Okay. All right. Who else? Like, apart from Bont and Richards, Libba, Liberatore is a significant out for them. Who else do we have to worry about? Is there anyone to worry about?
Kennedy probably does the Libba role a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not dominant or anything, but important to them. Riley Sanders is one that is always just looks really damaging when I watch them play. They've got some real concerns because there's just so much speed in that team.
Yep.
It's really hard to know how you can sort of cover them all. However, like Age said, if you do pressure them, they do turn to water a little bit.
Yep. And I was just on the Into the Woods podcast just before this, and there was a Bulldogs supporter on there, and I asked him that question: what happens? How do you guys deal with intense, relentless pressure? And he said that's how you beat us. He just said it straight out. You up the pressure, we struggle. So that's what's going to happen. We're going to bring that pressure we brought against Hawthorn, and we're well on our way to winning this game. Now, our spread of midfielders up against their spread of midfielders. Ed Allen, Geordie, Ned Long, and McCreary's been going in there a lot more lately, but not throughout a whole game, obviously. He's been pinching in CBAs. Do we beat them? All right, that's going to be the main thing on tomorrow night. The midfield. Who wins the midfield wins this game. We win it, our forwards will fucking destroy them. Does our midfield, can they get the job done? Can they at least halve this and win it up against Bont, Richards, Kennedy, and Co? What do you guys reckon?
I think we can. Like, I think especially with the MCG, like you're just getting a different Bulldogs team.
Yeah.
And I think given that it was such a close game last week and we had a bit of a white flag game, you would like to think that we're probably a bit fresher going into it. And then I can't remember who was saying it in the chat. I think I want to say it was Hockey was saying it that Beveridge was having a bit of a sook to the media this week. I said the same thing last year about Smith when he was playing for Geelong. They went to the prelim, and he singled out there was a female reporter that he singled out basically. Had been doing her job for a long time, and just so happened, I think it was prelim week or maybe even grand final week where she got singled out at a training session. And I just sort of thought to myself, like, that's a really maybe not out of character, but it's like those are the sort of things you start to do when you sort of don't believe in yourself and you don't back in your like ability. So I don't know exactly what. Just to clarify, I don't know exactly what he was saying, but the fact that Hockey was saying that Beveridge was starting to make excuses and stuff, I think maybe there's a bit of like a subconscious thought that he might be having, that maybe he doesn't fully believe that he's going to get over the line this week. So with that, like, I think we can maybe even expect some of these guys to even play a bit. I mean, obviously, Ed Richards is going to star. You would think, someone like a Bont will probably star, but, even maybe like a Joel Frazier, there's like 50-50 in terms of him starring, but everyone else is a bit sort of, I don't sort of see them getting off the chain too much, where if we've got a few guys where if they get off the chain, like it's going to be a pretty nice night for us, where it'll go in our favour. And the guys outside of that, I just don't see too much impact. I know, like a Matt Kennedy, as you said, doing like the Liberatore role, yeah, that'd be good for him. He could probably do that well, but I don't think it'd be a starring role in a sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, when you have like Dacos, Allen, and now I'm blanking on the third, whoever's going to be in there. yeah, we're probably going to have a pretty good midfield. And then, yeah, if everyone's up and about and with a bit of speed, then, yeah, I think we can beat their midfield.
All right. Anyone want to add to that before we go into one of the forward lines, the back lines?
Yeah, I'll just say one thing, Mick. I want to see a massive game out of Jack Crisp. Way overdue. Look, my personal opinion is I think he's close to the end. I know he's got the extra year, but I think he's showing serious signs of coming to a complete halt. Now, don't quote me, but I think of the last 10 or so years, he's like the third or fourth best finals player in the AFL.
Yeah.
Do we need it?
He was
tomorrow
actually
night?
second. The only one better was the obvious Richmond midfielder.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
So, Jack Crisp, please, for the love of God, break some lines, use that pace of yours. Please give us fucking something. It's been 12 weeks of just absolute nothingness from you, mate. Massive opportunity tomorrow night to turn on the old Jack Crisp, the finals Jack Crisp, because what he's dished up ain't been good enough. I don't care what stats you want to throw at me, but it's not been good enough. Big game tomorrow night. Break some lines, mate, and take those fucking kicks that you used to. Take that tackler on, break some lines, mate. We need it.
What gives me confidence? What gives me confidence in him? Like that he hasn't lost any pace, I don't think. So like he's lost a little bit in like he's not kicking as good and he's struggling in a couple of other areas. But the one thing that sort of gives me confidence that he might have some footy left in him is that he hasn't usually like the first thing would be the pace, but he really does have that still. It's just some of his skills that are a bit off.
Yeah.
I mean, like there definitely has been games where he definitely has looked slow. I haven't watched that specifically just in recent times, but there's definitely, even like last year, like I felt like he even lost a yard of pace. But I don't know, like sometimes like when I don't know, like maybe you could even look at it in the sense that if he was, if he's like, if he potentially lost any pace last year, and he seemed to, I mean, he didn't have the greatest of final series last year, but you know, he was still doing enough. I guess you can maybe take a bit of confidence that even if he has lost a bit of pace, he can still do something. But yeah, I think it's just more his turnovers and there's just been games where he's just been handballing into the opposition and just in like really dangerous spots too. So even though it'd be a turnover, but it'd be like a really bad turnover. So yeah, I mean, but then again, I feel like Crisp has even gone into final series with form that's necessarily not great, and then it's sort of he's just all of a sudden this really good player, which I'm not against. I hope he becomes that player, but it's just when you get a bit older and it's like, yeah, well, the chances of him doing it is like, you know, it gets smaller and smaller each year, but yeah, we just have to hope for the best. And yeah, it's a bit of a aspiration thing to hold on to that, but I don't know. I guess all you can do is just hope that he's going to turn into that finals Crisp that we know.
I don't know about you guys,
Mr. September has to turn it on in August.
Yeah.
I just think it seems like he's being thrown around a lot, and he's reminding me of Will Hoskin-Elliott, the way we were using him in the last few years. I just think Crisp, it'd be really nice to see him maybe even go back to be a halfback sort of player, or just give him something a bit more defined, because he seems to be just filling little gaps everywhere here and there. Some weeks I've seen him at centre bouncer. Some weeks I see him looking like he's on a wing. Some weeks he's in the back line. Like sometimes I think he maybe just needs a little bit of a reset in one position.
Yep. It's a lack of identity, isn't it, Void? And I'll give you an example. It happens so often, but we gave him an identity in about halfway through the Adelaide game. We sent him to half forward, and he became the missing piece of the chain that we were struggling with to get those inside 50s happening. And he sort of went to that half forward wing area and roved everything there. And all his little handballs, he was even taking contested marks. He was just, the opportunities presented him and he took them. But that was us moving him to a spot where he could be effective that we were lacking. So something like that suggests, yeah, he's too often in no man's land with no identity. Put, like you said, chucking in where we think we need something filled. And sometimes it pays off. And the Adelaide game was an example where, boom, it absolutely clicked. Now, we've got plenty of types who can fill that role anyway. That's the thing. It's just, is Crisp the guy we send there, or is it someone like a Harrison or a Lipinski or whatever? But that was an example where we gave him a real specific identity for a half a game, and it paid off, and everything turned to gold. So yeah, I think, I mean, game to game, do we find a spot for him, or because he's trending down? Otherwise, he's trending downhill, and yeah, he needs to. We're hoping he turns it on for the finals like he has in the past, but do we have that much faith? Because you'd like to have seen more glimpses than just maybe one game out of the last sort of 10. Where he's sort of been good and not just below average.
Oh, look, if he can play a role, like I don't think we don't need him to be the old Crisp anymore. If he could just be a solid contributor, like, I think that would be fantastic. Like, see, it's like you think of a player like Zorko at Brisbane. They're not just using Zorko wherever. Zorko just plays in the back line. And when you're older, I don't think it's good for those guys to be thrown around everywhere, because I just think you need a super limited defined role as you start to get older. And
it's harder to adapt. So you're right,
and that's it. You know.
Yeah.
When he's streaming down the ground, he can still bite off some okay kicks into the 50 meter arc to the forward line. Can still do that a little bit, but I do think there's other. He's starting to get to that point where there's other guys who have moved into his prime position, and now he's kind of just filling in. It's like he's sort of been pushed out a little bit of where he would normally play in years past. We've got like a full complement in the midfield. We've got a lot of guys playing in the back line now, and Crisp seems to be just like the extra everywhere.
Yeah. Remember the days where he would go to half back and rack up those posies, and well, now Josh and now Swadling is doing it. So, and they're younger, faster, more agile, probably haven't got the same body structure as him for the crash and bash, but they're doing a fine job. Well, Josh's last game was bugger all impact, but the accumulation was there. So you're right. Like he needs an identity. And there's guys on the wing who are running more than him too. So yeah, I don't know exactly where it's going to be. Maybe more forward to center.
Yeah. So Crisper, fucking step up, mate. This is your fucking moment, mate. This is where you're known to step up. We are waiting for it, mate. It's been long overdue.
In terms of Josh's comments as well too, I just want to touch on that. When it comes to his age, like he's turning 33 in October, but it's like, but we also have to take into account that he's played all of these games in a row. Like he's had, that's such a taxing thing on your body. So as much as we can go, but like he can just go to, Pendles because he looks after his body. It's like, I don't know. There's just so much work that Pendles has done. It's kind of even disrespectful to even Pendles at that point. And I'm not saying that Josh is being disrespectful towards Pendles about that, but I'm probably looking at it more from a point of view where it's like if you look at one situation, you need to look at the others like in like the same way. In like, do we know? And I'm sure Crisp is probably no mug when it comes like recovery, things like that. But again, it's like you don't play as many games in a row without you paying a price for that. And whether that is retiring, say, 2 years too early, or whether if that is, finishing up. Like I've kind of been of the opinion is that once Crisp doesn't or has that game where he then doesn't play, I feel like that'll probably be his like final year where like it's not that it'll just be the thing. It'll just be a game where he just won't play 1 year halfway through, and he'll just completely break down. Because again, it's like when you look at it from a point of view of like a person's body, it's just, and I'm not to say, and that's not to say that he can't overcome it. It's more the percentages, right? Like there's a very high percentage chance that when he has that break and he doesn't get that game, or if he gets, let's just say he gets a hamstring injury and he misses 2 weeks, because you've been going at it so hard for so long, the body can only take so much. And then once you lose that momentum of those games that you played in a row, it's the mountain to climb is like then so much harder purely because you've just put your body through so much stress. Like I know with Benny, like Benny's probably more of the, like he's probably spoken about more like injuries and stuff, but like, and maybe he can talk to this about this if I'm just like full of shit or not. But like, Benny, do you have do you have an opinion on that? Because I feel like you'd probably be a lot better on this topic than what I am. But yeah, you would like to think that if you go that hard that long, surely it's got to take a toll at some point, right? And whether that is the cost of retiring earlier than we all think. Not that 33 is early, but I guess, yeah, when you have Pendles as the benchmark, like that's pretty hard to sort of, keep up to, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, there's a few things, right? You have to look at it in terms of he's playing 26 games at a time, right? It's not 100 games in a row. It's 4 lots of 26, 27, however many finals we play. So he gets the same rest as everyone in between seasons, right? I agree with you, though. He's a genetic freak when it comes to longevity. That's crazy. Yep. Some people are just built that way. They're very rare to come across. It's certainly the opposite of me. Now, I agree that if he gets that first injury, that could be that's a major thing, both psychologically and physiological, where you get that first breakdown and it kind of just rolls from there. I think Pendles is going through that now, despite his amazing ability and probably more than anyone in the AFL, how he treats his body midweek to try and get up for these things. But once it starts to catch up with you, and there's a mental thing about it as well. Oh, I'm not invincible anymore. You guys remember Ronda Rousey when she was in the MMA? And she was invincible, mate. But the one time she got beaten, it was over, mate, because her aura was gone, right? And it wasn't that she changed physiologically much at all. There was a mental thing. Now I'm vulnerable, right? I can be beaten. Yeah. Same with Crispy. That could very easily creep in. Yep, cool. I'm not invincible anymore. My streak is over. The motivation to get up each week is probably less to keep the streak going because it doesn't exist anymore. So there's a heap of factors that sort of you could tie together and say, yeah, you're right. Once the first one hits, it could be a spiral down from there. Do you guys remember? And I think it was last year, the Easter game against Brisbane where we made him the sub, right? And I reckon that's as close as he's gotten to being dropped, yeah? Now, I don't know if I don't think he was in the best form then either. And that was almost a kick in the ass that he needed to, hey, if you don't, you're never going to get to this record. You got to step up. And I think it worked. That was a good tactic for once, in terms of the management there. So now that that's all been dealt with and done, I agree with you, Sean. Once he gets that first missed game, it could be a real sudden drop from there, and that's the end of him.
Yeah, it'll be like round 14. He'll get an injury, and then we get to the end of the year, and we get this announcement: oh, Crispy is retired and all that stuff, and we then celebrate a player because I just can't see someone like that being. Yeah, again, it all has its costs. Like at the end of the day, like there's nothing that doesn't exist that doesn't have its cost, right? Especially when you play sports and there's like a physical aspect to this game. But no, when it comes to Crisp, it's just obviously we hope he gets to like 36 and he can play some like good footy till then. But I don't know. There's just this gut. I've just had this gut feeling for a little bit where I'm just like, and not to say it was going to happen next week or whatever, but it's just there's just going to be a day where he's just going to. It's kind of like for those that are cricket fans, like like the day with Ricky Ponting, like how the process and how he retired. Even though it was obvious from the start, but he actually confirmed that Jacques Kallis, when he got bowled, and he was on all fours, trying to pick himself up. Once that ball was bowled, he knew right then and there he was going to retire. Where previously to that, it was just everything was like all good to go. Like he's going to play for the next 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, whatever. But it was just that single moment because, we know with Ponting, like he was always you either go hard or you go home. And he went hard for so long that, and he probably was in that mindset of like, yeah, let's just keep going, and then when, Jacques Kallis had that ball and as I said, he's on his hands and feet sort of thing. That's when you knew that was like, and it was a bad look too, but it was also like as much as, it was also a bad look, unfortunately, that's just sometimes how these things play out. But I think in a way, as much as it can be a bad look for the player, I think you also look at it and go, well, yeah, he just gave it all and his body just gave out.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of crisp, that can go into what we're going to talk about now, which is our back line up against their forward line. So I've got their forward line most likely. Oh, actually, sorry, I've jumped ahead of myself. Still talking about crisp. Now, our wingers, we've got Lipper coming back, yeah? Lipper will most likely slot nicely into one of our wings. On the other wing, we've been playing Rowan Steele, or it could be Crisper. Okay. Now, I'm not sure with them who they usually play on the wing. Is it these guys here who they got listed? Sanders, Hines. I've seen Sam Davidson there. Are you guys privy to Bulldogs? Who they play on the wing? No.
In terms of the wing, so Hines and Haynes and Sanders.
Yeah.
Well, I know Sanders was a high draft pick. Cooper was around the mid-second.
Yep.
Sanders was supposed to be that sort of inside mid, maybe a little bit of an outside mid, but obviously they're using him on the wing. Yeah, probably know them more from their draft years than more playing. Sanders being a Tassie kid, that was also another narrative that was going around that he was going to be one of the ones going to Tassie.
Yep.
And then Hines was just a bit of a battler. With a bit of polish with like disposal and stuff, but just more your neat sort of operator. Obviously runs up and down. Nothing special, but just basically just your average sort of fringe player, I guess.
Yeah. I think we'll just assume that we win these positions, yeah? The wing. They've got no one that fucking jumps out like a Dempsey from Geelong or anything like that. The thing is, Lipper.
Sanders can cut up teams.
Yeah.
He's blistering.
Yeah.
He's look, it's tough with them because their midfield plays everywhere. They'll be on a wing. They don't really have true positions a lot of the time when I'm watching them play.
Yeah. All right. I was going to bring up
all of them, even their forwards. They all push up to slow teams down, like they did against Melbourne last week. Yeah, you're right.
So what do they do? Do they push up and then break away when they get the ball? Because that's what Brisbane seemed to be doing last week.
Look. I mean, a simple way to look at Footscray is when they're trying to stop you progressing, they all push up and try and get a turnover, and then when they do, I mean, just like a lot of teams when they try to hurt us, they try to get that overlap possession, right? That's the easiest way to be effective against us is to, handball it, and then you get that one good kick over the top, and then shit, they're out, and all our defenders are on the attacking side, and they're gone. So they did it last week. They did it the week before, even against Carlton in the draw. It was a very obvious tactic, and that's why, probably like Voidoid was saying, it's the positions don't look like they're traditional because they kind of scatter everywhere. And look, we have guys like that too in Harrison. Like, he started on the wing a few times. He started at half forward, but as soon as the ball sort of left the umpire's hand, he'd be in that square, or he would cut across to the sort of wing area as the wingman cut inside. So, we have similar sort of things happen, but they're probably more vague in that way. Get what I mean? Because they just sort of push up hard. Like a lot of teams do, though, right?
I was going to bring up Lipper. Now, Lipper's been out for a few weeks. Before he was out, even the biggest Lipper detractors were turning. I was about to turn. I was about to become a Lipper lover. But injury curtailed that. But he's back in now. His first game back in 4 weeks. He will slot into a wing position. He will give us much needed laser passes into
the laser beams.
Yeah.
He had a decent game against the Dogs last time. I think he had about 20 and a goal, and I think he had about 8 score involvements.
Yeah. It might be a bit. You're right there, UG.
I was just sort of just thinking back to some of the conversations I had in the previous stream. Apparently we're not allowed to set standards for our best winger. If a guy's supposed to be leading all the wingers, because I believe if you're going to be lead by example. I know he may not be like a leader by title, but if he's your best winger, that's the guy that needs to set the standard. Basically mentioned how there's no excuses for him. Especially when he's got all the motivation. Like, this is the guy that said that you are too soft, you are not good enough. Yeah. So, hey, if you ever want to shut the whole narrative down that you're too soft and you can't be there when the going gets tough, guess what? Here's your chance to shut all those people up. So. But apparently, when you set standards for a player that's your best winger and you want them to exceed those expectations, apparently that's not good enough. And I was wrong for that. So there you go.
One thing that concerns me is he did turn his form around, but now he's been out, and now we're going to ask him to replicate the form, but he's been out for 4 weeks. So if he comes out and has a quiet one, it's kind of like, you can't, what can you say? He's coming back after fucking 4 weeks out.
I'll say this.
Worries me too, mate.
I'll say this when it comes to Lipper. This is why I say he has no excuse outside of the whole beverage and being not wanted at Bulldogs. At the end of the day, I can cop him not putting his head over it if his disposal use is up there and he's doing. I know we joke about the laser passes, but if he's capitalizing on his strength to the fullest degree, then I can kind of. I don't like it, but I can cop it to some extent where if he doesn't put his head over it, when really you should just fucking put your head over it. Like, it's not that hard, but But no, like if he's doing his like the goal assist, if he's providing good run on the wing, if he's doing all the outside stuff, okay, that's fine. At least we can hang our hat on that, because I think that was the biggest issue for me, was that when he was out of form, he wasn't doing the outside stuff. And then when you're not doing the outside stuff, then you're not putting your head over it. Well, then why the hell are you in the side?
It magnifies it, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's been the beneficiary of. He got better when our ball movement improved, because that's the sort of
Spot on,
player he is.
Lloyd.
I'd very much agree with that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so when he comes back in, the reason I think he'll probably slot straight back in okay is because our playing style. It's not. I don't think he changed. I think we changed, and then his attributes improved.
He found himself in space instead of in contests.
Yes. Once we got pace on the footy, you notice that around the time that we sort of altered our game style and started to be a little bit more adventurous, you notice Lipinski come into the game more because he found more free space. And that's why the laser beams were back, because he found that extra yard or two and he was able to use his sublime foot skills, which he does have. Now, like I said, our biggest criticism with Lipinski is when the going gets tough, he seems to be left wanting, right? However, if there's pace on the fucking footy and he can get on the chains, that's where his best strengths lie. So, look, looks like tomorrow night we're really going to play that game. Just by the lineup, it looks like we're... So, look, I'll give him a mulligan if he has a stinker because I'm never too critical on a guy coming back from injury. However, he's super important tomorrow because, yes, those link-up plays, like we said, when we've seen Sidebottom in those link-ups, when we've seen Pendlebury in those link-ups, they're running with concrete boots. A guy like Lipper, he just needs to get on his bloody bike, mate. And, hopefully he can come back with a bang because, he was showing something as the game plan improved and we were more adventurous. So, look, I'm expecting a decent game from Lipper, to be honest.
Yep. No, as I said, it's literally got all the makings for him to have good. I'm even tempted enough to even put something in the vault. So, that's how confident I am he's going to do something.
You know how it is, Eugene. Think carefully, mate.
Yeah, I know.
He's very much a Bulldogs coded player. He's exactly the type of player they love to recruit. And that's why they got a guy like him. He plays in a similar way to a lot of the players at the Bulldogs. So it is kind of good to have someone like that tomorrow night. He's just an outside player, the type that they love. And it's gonna be good to fight fire with fire a little bit,
I'm tempted to go the 25-1, but I've just got this nagging feeling he's going to fall just short.
What's your prediction, Shawnee?
You've been pretty good, Shawnee, the last few weeks in your predictions.
Yeah, but I can't not predict something that I don't think is going to happen, right?
That's it, mate. The vault is sacrosanct.
That's how it works. Because the last game I did against Geelong and I took the piss because you guys were at me and I'm like, all right, well, I'll just go pedals for a goal and 30 disposals. See how that goes.
It's funny how it works.
Wouldn't it be great if we could teach him? I mean, it's hard to teach someone, but how to do what Dempsey does and how to just sneak forward unopposed and just kick 4 goals a game. Imagine if you could get him to do stuff like that. Like, I know that not many wingers.
Yeah, but you realise we have someone on our team that used to do that.
Like Dempsey.
Sidebottom. He used to do that all the time when he was in his prime.
Yeah.
He's not in his prime anymore, but I'm saying if you want someone to teach Lipper how to do that, you got Sidey there.
Yeah. All right. The other wing, it's either going to be Crisper, as who we've spoken about, or young Rowan Steele. Young Rowan Steele does not fit into the youngsters that I mentioned earlier as playing their first final. He played in the final last year. Hopefully it keeps him in good stead. Now, Rowan Steele hits the scoreboard, has been starting to increase his possession count. And he's got himself back in the team too after a little stint in the Rezzies there. How are we looking at Rowan Steele now? A lot of us, we're still on the fence with him. Do you, in my opinion, I get this feeling with Rowan Steele. Yes, hits the scoreboard. Yes, has increased his possession count. But I do fear, and I haven't been watching this closely, I could be wrong, but I do fear that the bloke he's playing on the wing is probably getting a shitload of the ball too and probably doing other things. So I'm questioning his defensive aspect.
Doesn't hurt you with his disposals.
Yeah.
That's my big issue is he when he does get them, like if he is going to only get, even if he got 15, they're sort of, he reminds me a little bit of he's essentially just a very, very good an above average VFL player at this stage.
Yeah.
I think, look, I don't know. When I watch him in some contests, and he really seems to get found out against some of the better sides, especially in when there's a 50-50 or a ball's in dispute. I feel like they can just push him off pretty easily.
Yeah. All right. Okay. The consensus so far. Okay. The ruck, we're marginally losing it. Maybe could win it. You never know. The midfield also very even. It's probably going to be the reason one team wins. Yeah, the midfield, including the wings. Yeah, we'll go on to we'll discuss now I'll go their forward line. All right, up against our back line. But before we do that, I need to quickly. I'll just be blunt. I need a piss. I'll be back. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
I'll put a full stop on the midfield for you. So last time they doubled our damn centre clearances, and we lost by 4 points, right? Or whatever it was, something like that. If we can get closer to breaking even, we're going to take a heap of scoring opportunities away from them. So it's a starting point, right? Let's just try and break even as best we can, whether it's our ruckman gets on top, maybe, or at the very least we pressure into secondary stoppages or stopping their first use from being quality. Either one of those will take and just stop them running into territory, scoring and holding territory and trying to score again and again, and stopping those repeat entries inside 50 for them so that we're not under the bloody gun the whole time. So I think that's the final touch on the midfield. We get that right, and that's a good bloody start. Wouldn't it be lovely if everyone could just
bang
do
on
that?
Benny, bang on Benny. Oh no, the awkward silence when Mick's not here. Oh dear.
I'm just trying to think if I should just fully commit, because I do think the fact that he's had a few weeks off, I feel like he's going to be fresher in the mind. And it's literally the team that he would actually do it against too. Fucking hell. Alright, I'll do it. When he gets back, I'll put it in the vault. There you go. 25 and a goal.
Don't put it in the vault, put it in the bowl, in the toilet bowl.
The toilet bowl? What's that?
Put it in the urinal.
Well, as I'm pissing, Lipper for 1 goal, 25.
Jesus, what's Mick doing in the background, man? Bloody hell.
I didn't know the toilet and the streaming room were the same. We're going to get the Frank Drebin again.
We're going to get the yellow rainbow soon.
Bloody hell.
The golden rainbow.
What's the golden rainbow? Missed it. It's a private joke amongst yourselves while I was gone. What's going on?
Oh, it's just because you were walking in the background and stuff. And God, I hope I don't see a golden rainbow anytime soon.
Mate, I'm in my garage, mate. There's a lot of shit around. All right.
All right, I'll fully commit. I'll put it in the vault. Lipinski, 25 disposals and a goal.
There you go.
Yep.
Greatness has jumped on the Lipper train. 20? Did you say 25 and a goal? Okay.
Yeah, 25 and a goal.
It's in the vault. The vault is sealed. Okay,
Yep.
the vault is sacrosanct. Think very carefully before you put up your hand and say, "I'll put it in the vault," because there's been a lot of fucking stinkers throughout the season. But what's one peculiar thing is whenever someone on the rare occasion gets something right, they love to remind everyone, I put it in the vault the other day. Yeah.
I've never done that before. What are you talking about?
Mate, the amount of I love it when I get a text from someone. Yeah, Benny's good on. Benny loves doing this too, mate. Oh, I put that in the vault the other day. Did I have to correct him and said, mate, Benny, you said 4 goals. He kicked 3.
Yeah.
Details.
Have you ever got someone like text you like half time? It's like, oh, look, Mick, it's gonna happen. Look, it's gonna pay off, and then it doesn't pay off.
I've texted Mick right before the siren sometimes, right before the opening bounce. I'm like, yeah, here's a quick one. It's nowhere near it. But sometimes I'm stupid enough to be sitting next to him in a match and say, yeah, Elliot will kick 5 when he's only on the 1. I get a bit too excited, get caught up in the moment.
Well, which one was it? Was it the Carlton game that we watched? And I think you had one game, and you're like, oh, he'll kick 5, and you had 3 for the rest of the game, and had 4.
Our supporters have had some big vault calls over the years. I remember Aaron James, 300 games.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember he got in trouble for peeing in public too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh wow! Yeah. On topic too.
So he was the one that was caught taking the piss.
There you go. There you go. I need one of those drum roll fucking sound effects, man.
That stuff the landing, Ben. That was awesome. We've circled back.
Aaron James
so we basically
you and me, mate, we're in sync.
Yeah. So we basically took the piss in that situation and his AFL career. Well done.
Well, Adrian?
Nah, Sean spoiled it, Mick. I was about to say Aaron James is closer to 300 years than 300 games.
Yeah. 300 robberies, mate. All right. Okay, their forward line, okay? Aaron Norton, lifelong Collingwood supporter, like about fucking 50 other players that went to other clubs. I reckon, I'm sure Bontempelli's another one. Fuck, there's millions of them. Anyway, he's under an injury cloud. And look, I haven't been watching him, but from what I'm hearing around the traps, he's very hot and cold, yeah? He can kill you, but he can have stinkers as well. I think, so the talls for them, yeah, the forward line, it's going to be him. They haven't who else? And Rory Lobb, yeah. So it's going to be Frampton and Howie on those two. Who do we put on who, guys? I'm saying because Lobb's taller, Frampton takes him and fucking destroys him, and Howie on Norton. Do you guys are you guys going with that, or you got something different in mind?
I'd probably put Frampton on Norton and just hope to God that Lobb doesn't come close.
Yeah.
Again, this is why it's like really hard to find a matchup, and I know this is probably going to be sacrilege, but this is probably why I'd even like. I'd try and even find a different role for Howe even, and just have like Howes and Puncher even, because like I mean, I would imagine with Bond, he'd probably be playing in the middle, but he'll definitely rest forward at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just need another key defender. Like it's yeah.
It's a weird one, that, because like it would have been nice for a Howes or a Puncher just to play. And we've been saying this on the show in recent times. Imagine Howie was playing the Houston role, yeah? You could find a new little, he's done it before, yeah? The main guy, yeah, coming out, because he's great. He takes the risky moves, the kicks. It doesn't usually come off, but fuck, man, it looks fucking fantastic when it does, and I reckon he can do better than the way Houston's doing it now. But anyway, it is what it is. It's only Howie and Framps taking on these guys. And
when they move Lobb like out of defence. It's just he won't be down there the whole game or anything in the forward line. He'll float down a little bit
Yeah.
And then they're exposed in defence because he's their only really tall defender.
Yeah.
So he might not be able to get loose.
Okay. Yeah. All right. If anyone wants to add anything, I'll go to their smalls. Jones, Waitman, West. Now, as I said earlier, our small defenders, apart from Q, aren't fucking renowned for close checking. So I think this game, it just looks like a fucking halfback shootout. Halfbacks versus halfbacks, man. Who's going to fucking get the run going? Our runners out of halfback, Josh, Sidey, Houston, up against their ones, and whoever's midfield gets on top wins this game. Do you guys kind of agree with what I'm saying there?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously IQ would go straight to Waitman. And then after that, it's just take your pick and hope for the best. I mean, even Jones, I wouldn't mind like a Swaddling to go on Jones. Just because he's got the pace to go with him. That's if he stays a halfback, but we'll sort of see with that.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if Sidey's going to be playing defense. Dolan's still a pretty crafty forward. Like he's you definitely got to make sure you're checking him. Because if you're not careful, he will get himself in a dangerous spot and he will kick goals. I'm just trying to think who's the other defender. Houston.
Houston. Yeah. It's going to be our smallish defenders are going to be Houston, Josh Dacos, Sidey, Quaynor, Swads. The jury's still out whether Swads can, kind of like play on a bloke and still get possessions. We don't know if he's got that in him yet. We know he can get a shitload of the ball, and I would think he would be wasted if you gave him that kind of role. I think he just needs to be some guy with a bit of freedom to get the ball and do what he does. So, we're going into this game without any lock, apart from Q, anyone that can really do a lockdown on a small.
I'd almost chuck Chris back there to do that one.
Yes, it would have to be Void. In my ideal view of this game, Ed Allen plays on Bont in the middle, but when Bont drifts forward, Crispo gets in. That's the only thing I can think of.
See, that way I'd move Swaddling, move Swaddling to the wing or into the midfield, and then move Crisp to the back line.
Yeah.
I reckon that might be that, because then at least because Swaddling's going to, I think, do more damage up the ground a little further. So I think with their forward line, they've just got so many like sneaky little forwards that are very hard to keep them all at bay. All
right. Now this can go either way. Whoever wins this battle between their forwards and our defence, it can go either way. It's largely dependent on the midfield. Last week we saw when the ball's fucking getting bombed in fucking a million times, no defence is going to fucking beat that. And because our pressure wasn't there in the midfield, Brisbane just fucking bombarded our forward line. Logan Morris kicked 8 goals. Everyone blamed it on Puncher, except us. Now, that I don't think anything like that is going to happen this week. I am saying I'm going to be bold and say we're going to cop goals in this game, but we're going to score more. So our defence is not necessarily going to beat their forwards, but we will kick more. That's where I'm thinking.
I reckon it'll be a high-scoring game. I think even though the pressure will be high, I reckon you'll be looking at like 90 plus. I just feel like our sort of game has been trending that way. I think we're sort of leaning on that 13, 14 goal mark per game as sort of the benchmark. But the dogs will score as well. That's the thing. I think their smalls are going to really play a big part. How fit's Norton? But really, all he's going to have to do is bring the ball to ground, and they will create opportunities there, and they've got some crafty smalls there. So yeah, look, I reckon you're right when you said before about like the half-back slingshot sort of game. I can just see it being that. I can't see it being like contest to contest. I reckon there'll be a lot of open play, which would be rare for a final, but I can just see that happening. But yeah, I think the Fords have just got to kick goals, Mick. I think not that they've been down, but just need a trend back up with like the McStays of the world, the Membries who's sort of gone a bit missing. Charlie West bobbed up last week, but it was a bit of a nothing game, obviously. I think, I can see it being quite high scoring this game for whatever reason. I feel it's going to be like, around that 100 mark, both teams.
All right.
Hayes is important for us because Hayes has the attributes of the average sort of bulldog forward.
Yeah. Let's go on to our forward line against their back line. Now, to be honest with you, I remember Selwood having a fucking absolute smashing game against us last time. I don't know how the rest of his season has gone. Camus, we've talked about him. I'm talking about their talls. Yeah, is James O'Donnell? Is he a tall?
Yes. Yep.
Is he the one that's going to take on McStay?
A bit of a lanky. The fact that he says an half back, that's probably a true indication of where he's at. I don't know. I kind of wouldn't mind McStay on him just because I think he could actually beat him in like a physical sense. Because he's very lanky and very like rangy, so he might be able to get like the fist in. But if McStay can turn into like a 1-on-1, I'd probably back in McStay for that. So,
and McStay had a fucking quiet one last week. He'd be fucking raring to go to fucking get back on that train that's beat his whole season. That Josh Jacobs said. So that's Simon O'Donnell's son.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
He was one of my favourites growing up. Simon O'Donnell, great all rounder. Should have played more tests, I reckon.
He's actually from my local area.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I used to play my junior cricket at Ringwood, and he's I guess with James it'd be if it's not his granddad, it'd be his great granddad. He was president of Ringwood for a long time. Actually passed away a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, I want to say. The O'Donnell name's pretty close to where I am for sure.
All right. Let's put our Western Bulldogs hats on. Who's going to pick up Western Membry out of these blokes?
Well, I'm hoping West gets Karmas.
Wouldn't it be great?
That'd be ideal.
Wouldn't it be great
or not?
For Westy to get Karmas, and Westy just has a real breakout game with a nice, bag of 4 or something or 5. Oh.
Yeah, we kicked 3 against Brisbane. Like it wouldn't.
It just doesn't, because we lost by so much. It just doesn't seem,
it doesn't feel like it's like a game we should like sort of like. He kicked 3, but it didn't feel like a 3-goal game. But I mean, if he's on Karmas, I'd back him in to kick 4. It just seems like that'd be a really good matchup. How tall is Bailey Williams? Because I feel like he's around that 190 centimeters. He's not super tall.
190. Yep.
Yeah, he's about that. So in between. Yeah, they don't look super tall. Selwood's about 190 as well. Bailey Dale, I believe, is about 190, maybe just under. So really, O'Donnell's like really the only like tall.
So
in terms of Tim Membry, he's obviously under 190, so he'll probably get. He probably might get Oh, jeez. Yeah, it'd be out of Selwood or it'd be out of Karmas between the two.
Membry fucking owes us a fucking good game, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Get your form back up, mate. And fucking learn to kick, man. What the fuck's going on, man? He went through a period where he was really nailing all those fucking 45-meter goals from a 45-degree angle. They were going straight through for a while there. And like we're all of us are thinking, oh, fucking sign him up for another 2, and now it's like fucking delist him again.
Yeah, the distance on his kicking's just disappeared. This is the thing that frustrates me. Like to the round 5 or 6, I said, "Nah, this guy's done. He's done. See him off. End of this year, he's gone." The second I changed my tune and he had a bit of that run, I said, "Oh God, Membry's all right." Geez, he has not played a bloody good game since, and it's just, you know what the lesson is? Go with your gut. He's no good. He needs to turn things around, and I know he's part of his role is role playing, and you know we've been winning games and being more competitive. But Jesus, when you have a shot 40 meters out, slight angle, and you can't make the distance anymore, that's alarm bells. You know.
Yeah. And all right. Look, having said that, I'm backing our Talls in to beat their Talls. Westy, McStay, and Membry, I reckon, will get the better of O'Donnell, Camus, and Selwood. Now we'll go to the smalls. Which one of these small guys are going to pick up Shooter, you reckon?
Interestingly, Michael Selwood did play on Wizard Watson against Hawthorn.
Okay, so Selwood's one of those can play tall and small, huh? Okay,
yeah. So it depends. That's an interesting one. I really don't know which way they'd go with that. But Shooter's also not someone you probably don't have to mind Shooter the way you'd have to mind Wizard. So they probably wouldn't bother.
Yeah. And then now it's going to be important for Bailey Dale's their main outlet, isn't he? He's the one that gets all the kicks here coming out. So Bo McQuarrie, Gus Anderson. Now, as much as we love Gus Anderson with that porn star face and he's goes at it hard and all that, there has been some conjecture that he doesn't have a defensive game, and Milkshakes in the chat has been very, I'll say, vociferous about that. Now, it's finals, man. Our half forwards are going to keep that ball in there. We're going to keep that ball in there like we did against fucking Hawthorn, man. And Gus Anderson is, like, in the clinches, he's great, tackling and keeping the ball in there. But I don't know about chasing some fleet-footed distributor. I don't think he's got that in him, but he's doing enough right now for us to say it's all good, because he's hitting the scoreboard as well. So that's going to go far in this battle here. Our small forwards against their small backs will go far into deciding who fucking wins this, man, in my opinion. All right. Anything more to add about this? Going by this whole, we've dissected everything, albeit without the help of a Bulldogs supporter that knows every nook and cranny of their team. But I am sticking with my tip of Pies by 14 after all this. And I am going into this game tomorrow night confident. So when I meet up with Benny and the rest of the guys and chomp on my tomahawk steak, I will be chomping with the confidence that we will get the chocolates. You guys still think that way?
Yeah. I think we do walk away with a win in this one. There's been already a few signs leading in our favour, so it's just a matter of. I don't want to say it's a matter of how much, but yeah, I think I would walk into it pretty happy we'd be getting the win, or pretty confident we would get the win. It's just, yeah, I'm just not entirely sure how it gets done.
Yeah. The most important thing is going to be the pressure, Mick. I reckon we'll all know within 3 or 4 minutes of the game starting if the boys are on. If they bring that pressure and we see it from the outset, I'd be fairly comfortable knowing that over a prolonged period of time, I think that'll be enough to break them down. My only concern is like the typical after half-time slump we seem to be having this year. I don't want it to be neck and neck and then we just come out in the third quarter and just provide nothing for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, which we've tend to do a lot this year. I just hope, look, 4 quarters of pressure, and I'm almost certain that'll get the job done. I know that's not, that's just not a smart way to operate because there's so many variables in the game. But yeah, the pressure pies that we will almost certainly win if we bring any resemblance of the pressure that we've sort of provided in our Hawthorn game of note. The Adelaide game, after getting overruled, we just started really just pressuring them and getting that run on. I think we can compete and beat anyone if we bring that, and I'm pretty sure we'll be able to do it tomorrow night.
Yeah. Just to go back on our defence, Howie, it was his first game back last week. First game back, and the ball just fucking lived in our defensive side. He wasn't taking many intercepts. Didn't get the opportunity because the ball was coming in so cleanly from him. I could see him stepping up tomorrow night too. And after one game back from injury under his belt, and well done to him, man. Fuck, he's a fast healer, man. Yeah.
Had to blow the cobwebs out last week.
Yeah.
And even Norton's costing the Dogs a lot this year. So you just got to hope Norton has one of his typical games where he kicks, 2 goals, 5 or something.
Yeah.
Or even better, he doesn't even get those 7 shots at goal at all.
UG, are you on the treadmill?
No.
No? I could hear this noise coming from somewhere. I don't know. Sorry, man.
The one time I'm not on the treadmill, I'm now not on the treadmill.
All right, all good. No worries. It's gone now anyway. Okay. All right. That's pretty much it. We'll ramble on for a bit longer. I've got nothing to do, even though I've got an early one tomorrow, but I'm wide awake and willing to keep rambling on about this game. Tomorrow, as I said earlier, Gate 4, place to be at the changes. I'll definitely be there at halftime. Thompson made commercial. His name is Leo. Met up with him at the Legends Lounge a couple of weeks ago. He stood me up last week, though. Where were you, mate? 3/4 time I was there, mate, looking for you. Just joking, man. He's a top bloke. Yes, so so if you want to come and say hi, Gate 4, that's a place to be. What else can we talk about, guys?
How do you have your steak, Mick? How do you have your steak tomorrow night?
I went through years of having it well done until I, came to the realization that that's not how you should be eating steaks. And probably for the last 10 years, it's always been medium, rare to medium, yeah? A bit of blood. I want to see a bit of blood there. And,
if I hear the words "well done" come out your mouth, there'll be troopers to drag you out, mate, by your feet.
Yeah.
That'll be the end of it.
Benny. Send him out. And what do you like, Mick? A nice red wine yus? What do you like, mate?
Yeah. Mwah.
Oh, yeah. I've always been a mushroom topping, a mushroom sauce guy. So I usually go to mushroom sauce, man. But yeah, we just to see what they got there, what kind of sauces, and I might have a glass of red to accompany my steak, and yeah, if this is all on Benny, isn't it? Is it? It is. Wow, I might go a bit. Might go a bit hard there, mate. Oh, got some ideas in my head now, mate.
Yeah, my contacts out the back will be watering down all the Sauvignon and all this crap that I don't know how to say because I don't drink. Yeah.
Oh, even better. Yeah.
I was going to say, Age, mate. If you're in the city at 5, come join us, mate. I don't know what time you finish work, but if you're free, pop in, mate. Join us.
I'll message you, Benny. I'll message you.
Yeah, all right. Do it.
I think I could make it, actually.
Are you going to the game?
Message me after.
You going to the game, Age?
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah.
I'll be
get along, mate.
One
get along.
Nice and boring, but no, I reckon I'll be able to shoot across a bit earlier. So
beautiful. That sounds like a plan, mate. Oh, mate.
Yeah, there you go. I'll amend the booking right now, mate. I'm just going to expect you to be there now.
Yeah. No, chuck me on. I'll be there. I'll make it work.
Sounds like a plan, mate. Fuck, I've got a big day tomorrow, mate. Fucking full day of work. Now, the time is, what time are we meeting up there, Benny? It's 5 o'clock, you said?
5 o'clock, mate. Sharp. Sharp.
Last time I was fashionably late. I rocked up late, and and I fear, Benny, I might be a bit late, man, because I finished work at 3:45, and I'm contemplating whether to go there straight after work or come home and then go. Depending on what I do, it will not be 5 sharp. It'll probably be like about 5:30. Right. Yeah,
no problems. Me and the two bodyguards will be there at 5. We'll place the order, mate, and it'll be ready to rock and roll by the time you get there. Age 2, it'll be ready to go, mate. So you've got some time up your sleeve.
Perfect.
Done.
5 might be a bit of a struggle, but it'll definitely be, won't be too much later. So
5:30. It's South Bank. I'll send you all the details, mate.
Yeah. So it's going to be the trench coat donning hitmen will be there too. Oh,
yeah.
right.
Jack Reacher and the Don. That's what we call them.
Right. I'll tell you what, I can't wait to get a feel of that trench coat again because that material, mate, it's like it was purchased in Paris or Milan or something, mate. You know?
I was about to say, what is it? Italian cotton or something?
It's like when Mr. Burns danced around See My Vest. It's like that. I reckon he's just got a cupboard full of them. Top quality bloody trenchies because I see a different one every time. Although I've seen the white one probably more than any other.
Fuck, he's got a walk-in robe full of trench coats. Fuck it.
Isn't it like that episode of remember where Jerry's dating that woman and she just wears the same clothes every time they go out, and then she spills wine on it one night and he's excited because she's going to change, and then she comes out in a robe and says, "No, I think it's time to go home," and he still doesn't get to see her in a different outfit.
Hey Ben, did you say he's got a white one?
Yeah, it's a white one, mate. Yeah.
Is he a pimp? Is he a pimp or something? Is he?
I don't know. He's got so many hidden talents, this bloke. He makes websites in 3 days that you can't. You've seen it. You can't imagine all the coding and crap behind it. I'm like, what are you doing, mate? Where'd this come from? And then on the flip side, he's walking around like a mafia don. He's a Don Ciccio in Godfather Part 2, walking down the street. That's what.
Yeah.
That's what
yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can't wait, man. It's going to be fantastic. Any more to add? I'm just going to go on a bit of a tangent here. Liberatore. Going back in my history, the last time I didn't have a beer belly was in my late 20s when I went hard at the gym. I had a personal trainer and I thought, all right, I'll take this a bit seriously. And the gym I went to was Fred Liberatore's gym, and it was Libba's uncle, Tony Liberatore's twin brother, ran the gym. And just want to bring that up. I just remember those days, and he was a massive bloke too, totally different to his brother. But yeah,
he's still built like a brick shithouse. Have you seen him recently? He's still
no, I haven't.
Fit as a fiddle.
Well, because this is over 20 years ago.
Fred Liberatore. Yeah. You can find him on Facebook. He's a fit man, and you can see he's very clearly like, he looks almost identical to Tony. But you're just like, Jesus, Fred looks like the bloke that should have played footy, Yeah. Tony was like that little scragging looking bloke, and then Fred's just like built like a brick shithouse. So just funny how it works.
Yeah. Tony Liberatore, he won a Brownlow, and he was known as just like a scraggy, very short, like 160 something centimeters. And then he had that just great year. And it could be argued he didn't deserve to win it. Who was it that came second? Was it Graham Wright, from what I recall? He won a Brownlow, man, and was known as a real dirty player, man. Just fucking used to get up to all sorts of fucking nasty shit under those packs, mate.
Yeah, different game back then at the end of the day. But it's that's the thing. Back in the day, you look back at old Brownlow results, right? And it's like the winner would have like 22 votes, and there's just like there's like 10 players behind on like 1 or 2 votes. You know what I mean? So it was just virtually anyone's Brownlow up until the last round a lot of the time. But times have just changed, Like, I don't think you're ever going to get those Wodens and Liberatores anymore winning with such low votes anymore. It's just not going to happen. The game's very different these days.
Especially now that they can see the stats.
Yeah.
Whose eyes did he gouge?
A lot of players, I reckon. But
the one he got done for. Yeah.
Yeah, he had I can't remember who it was. There was another player that had like an ongoing feud that went for fucking seasons, man. But I just can't recall. Maybe someone in the chat can enlighten us with that one. But he was just a real nasty type, man.
Wasn't the story with Tony Liberatore that he kept getting knocked back, but he kept showing up to training, and one day they let him on in a pre-season, and they're like, "Oh, this guy's got a bit of skill." Isn't that? Does anyone in the chat or anyone recall that? I think that's the story with him.
He had a very convoluted junior career, and he I think he was on the North Melbourne Books, didn't make it, then played VFA, the old VFA. I can't remember which team. And he was always on there. It took him a while to get a game for Footscray, and he was always there and about, and then it just clicked for him, He just stamped down that fucking inside fucking scragging fucking ball extractor, and he was a tagger as well. And but it did take him a while. He was a late developer before they saw in him. People in the chat, what's going on? Yeah, sorry,
him and Jose Romero were the dirty guys.
Yeah.
God, that's a blast from the past.
Jose Romero.
We need hotkeys in here. Hotkeys would be going nuts with all these 90s references.
Yeah, he's the 90s expert.
Danny Delray, remember him?
He was a great forward. He used to fucking destroy us all the time, man. Fucking hell, mate. Yeah. Mate, some old. Let's imagine there's a Bulldogs supporter on with us. Players that played for both teams. I'll start off. Tyson Lane.
Yep.
Good one. Yep.
Yeah.
One of the Dimatinas?
Yep. Did he? I'm not sure.
I thought one of the brothers did.
I don't know if Andrew played for the Bulldogs. Andrew played for Collingwood, but I don't remember if he played for the Bulldogs or not.
Okay.
Uncle Acker. Yeah, Travis Cloak. Yeah. Uncle Acker in the chat. There's a guy called Uncle Acker in the chat. He's a Bulldog supporter. If you're still with us, man, give us some banter, mate. I know you're confident about tomorrow night. Give us some banter, mate. Players that played for both teams. Another one, Ben Hudson, mate. I like Ben Hudson, man. The Ruckman. Remember him? Did I get the name right? Ben Hudson? Yeah.
Yep.
Trelaw? Yeah, it was.
Trelaw, obviously.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yep.
There were a couple. I feel like there were a couple in the more in the 90s. I'm trying to think.
It's a hard one.
Jordan Roughhead. Oh, there's another.
There you go. Yeah. He was pretty good for us, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like he only played 2-3 seasons, but he was very handy, wasn't he? He's still around, isn't he? He's in our coaching setup still, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we only gave up. Yeah, Bevery. He was really weird. Remember, Bevo was having like all these players were on the outs with him after the flag. Just gradually, and he didn't. And it's funny because Roughhead was he just didn't rate him anymore. And we only think when he gave up like pick 80 or something for him.
There you go,
we forgot our favourite. We forgot our absolute favourite.
There you go, mate. Lipper, mate. Yeah. The Bulldogs reject. They ended up playing a flag for Collingwood. There you go. Come on, Lipper. I was almost a Lipper lover. But tomorrow night you turn it on and I'll become the biggest Lipper lover,
mate. I'm gonna Google this. We'll see if I can find any more.
Who was that? There was that. Do you remember that blonde-haired kid? I reckon he played like 10 games for us and maybe 30 or 40 with the Bulldogs, maybe 15, 20 years ago. Oh, what was his name?
Blonde-haired kid. And you're saying he was better at the Bulldogs than us? Is that what you're saying?
He was with us first, and we either delisted him or what was his name? Young, Tom Young, Thomas Young.
Yep. I can't even recall him. That's totally been erased from my memory. But Mello put it up in the chat earlier. But because I can't remember the name, I just didn't bring it up. Uncle Akka.
You ready for an expansive list?
Oh, here we go. Go on, mate. Give us the best one. Give us the best ones.
Oh, well, funnily enough, Aaron James played one game for the Bulldogs.
Oh, there you go.
Josh Marnie, Brad Hardy.
Brad Hardy played for us. How can you forget that? He played for us, too.
And what's his name? Richard Osborne.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Richard Osborne.
Majority with Fitzroy, but played for Footscray and Collingwood, and Sydney.
Yeah, we had some. But Richard Osborne played for everybody. He was an absolute champion. Not when he came to Collingwood.
Remember when Darren Mullane leaned back on his leg and fucking gave him a season long knee injury as a result? Fuck, poor guy.
I remember when he played at Sydney. Remember that? Because I just watched so much football back then. I remember that bad collision he had when he was playing for Sydney, where he was on the ground convulsing for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And he had a really bad head injury, and it took him ages to get him off the ground. It looked so sickening watching him shaking on the ground, unconscious. But no, I love watching the Fitzroy were kind of like a second side growing up because like a lot of the family, most of the family were Collingwood, but then the others were all Fitzroy. It was pretty much no other team.
Yeah. I tell you what, man. Sometimes you just feel cursed being a Collingwood supporter, man. Fucking hell, man. Oh man, but you wouldn't have it any other way, man. How are we feeling about this Carlton thing? Yeah, don't mean to bring them up, but fuck, it's like with them right now. Looking at them right now, it seems like a fucking incoming fucking storm, and we've only seen the first little ripples of it. And everything they're doing just seems to be fucking working, man. And it's fucking giving me the shit, man. Seriously. I hope it's just a false dawn, man. But
rest easy and know that when they were peaking, we beat them.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Hawthorn did too. They spanked them.
I don't think there's not a ton of substance to what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's working at the moment, but I don't think they've got like a sophisticated structure. And see, once they start to try to build some of that sophistication into their game plan, because right now, if a team shuts them down, I don't think they're not like us. Like we can play a few tempos and a few styles. I think they can only play this style. Whether he's able to implement that and they're as successful as they are at the moment. Like he's definitely. They remind me of. I think he's ripped a lot off from Collingwood.
Yeah.
Who in turn ripped it off from Richmond.
It just irks me that Graham Wright is the inverted commas mastermind behind all this. Fraser is their coach. It just irks me, man. Because if it comes to fruition that they it turns into the ultimate success, it's always going to be. I'm always going to think back 2 years ago when Craig Kelly and Graham Wright had that fucking butt dust up. Graham Wright goes on a year-long sojourn to fucking Europe that us members are fucking paying for. Comes back, goes to Carlton, sacks Voss, hires Fraser, another one of our coaches that was already there, I understand. But and then I'm just dreading that, man.
That was after trying to poach Fly to go to Carlton.
Yeah. John Valentine, there you go, Kieran Kelly. Whenever myself and Void start talking about obscure psychedelic jazz rock, he knows exactly what we're talking about. John Valentine, I feel sorry for this guy, man, back in the day. Full forward, wasn't really making it as a full forward, switched into full back, fucking played some sensational games, beat some big names, and then did his knee, man. Another knee casualty of the 90s back then when it fucking ended careers, man. Could have been anything, mate.
Anybody here like that, Danny Southern, or Daniel, I should say? He doesn't like Danny. His open mic's really good if anyone hasn't seen it.
Danny Southern has had an intriguing post-game life, hasn't he? He's I think he converted to Islam and lived somewhere in the Middle East for a long time. Don't know if he's back in Australia or if he's still there, but it's all on the open mic.
Yeah, and there's also Adam Chalor.
Yeah. You like this album, Boyd? No?
I think.
The Night Tripper.
Wait, let me think. Is Dr. John the Louisiana?
Yes.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, it's good. Yes, sort of like voodoo, like Cajun sort of blues.
Yeah, New Orleans style fucking, tripped out shit. Yeah.
There you go, Kieran. I was on to it. Just took me a second.
If anyone cultured enough to give the correct pronunciation for this, what he's got.
I'll be French, right? Gris, right?
That's it. Yeah, not Gris. Yeah.
The French influence in Louisiana, the Louisiana Purchase, right? It was French once.
Sorry, guys. Me and Void have got this habit of just going into these little tiny tangents, but feel free to change the subject back to Collingwood.
Hey, we got a little bit of history in there with the Louisiana Purchase.
Yeah. Let me segue. Let me segue. back to Collingwood through this, okay? And trivia question for you, yeah? Premiership player for Collingwood, yeah? In his off, when he wasn't playing footy, he was in a band called the Sharks, yeah? Who was this player? Ooh, got you there.
Era? Give us like a era. What era?
He played in the 1990 Premiership.
Yeah, he's tall.
Yes,
Manson?
Benny knows it. Who?
Manson?
It is, yeah, Manson.
Yeah, he was a muso, yeah.
Yeah, you know, you get these players that are a bit, weird, out there, yeah, in their off-field lives, and he was one of them, yeah. James Manson, mate.
Did he play a guitar like he dropped the footy down to his foot? With
Probably,
that awkward
yeah.
style?
Yeah, he was the lead singer and guitarist, yeah, in that band. And he was a terrible kick, wasn't he? Yeah. And every now and then he'd kick one from an angle with that terrible action, mate, and would you love it?
He played he played a year or two at Fitzroy as well, I think.
Yeah, yeah. He was a fixture on Brunswick Street, Fitzroy, when Brunswick Street, Fitzroy was the grungy kind of, in the 90s when it was like full on out there, where bands used to play in every second venue. And he'd hang around there, yeah. And when he played at Fitzroy, he grew his hair really long, like a hippie. Yeah.
Yeah, the two worlds rarely meet, right? Football and hip sort of, rock stars.
Yeah. Not many going around.
I remember Russell Robinson had like a residency not far from where I was living.
Yeah.
And fuck, he's awful.
I got one for you. Rupert Batheris, a painter. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an artist. Yeah, he's got a studio. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's you get the odd player that's got the artistic side. And usually they can take or leave football, then they. Yeah.
I'm just googling it right now. I want to see what kind of paintings he does. Like a real trippy shit. Looks like it. We'll try and get one up. We'll get Voidoid to give us a bit of a critique. Give us one of those, the way art critics describe fucking paintings and shit.
Yeah, welcome to my salon.
Let's go. One second, guys.
It's funny. The year 2000 game popped up on YouTube this week between the Anzac Day game and the year 2000. I just had I don't remember a lot of the year 2000 for some weird reason because we were not very good. But that Anzac Day game, I really would recommend everybody watch it. We were really competitive against Essendon in their like best year ever. And it was just really interesting to look at the team when Malthouse first took it over, how it had a little bit of the Tony Shaw era still there. And then you had Batheris. Batheris was like number 49, was obviously when he first came over. That was really cool to see on YouTube. Yeah.
I'll make an attempt at this. Oh, you can see the waves of. I don't know. I don't even know what to say there. Really, what the fuck is that, man?
It's a little bit. It's probably just a little bit of. It's got a bit of impressionism built into it.
Yeah.
Like probably that. And
I've seen this picture before.
Jackson Pollock as well.
Have you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, it was at my kids' art show at school the other week.
Yeah.
Look just like it.
Mate,
I'm a huge Roth. I love the abstract art, and I like Rothko and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't mind this sort of shit that's a bit pretentious.
Yeah. I reckon I could set up an easel and start painting and just come up with any shit and fucking, like Look, I'm being really naive when it comes to art here, man. But this, I don't know what to say, really, man. You know what I am, Floyd? I'm more of a Edward Hopper guy, yeah? I like that sort of,
yeah.
like a painting where there's actual things you can see and kind of like really.
You like representational art, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
Do you like the Van Gogh behind me?
Where is? Hold on, man. Sorry.
It's not real. It's a Van Gogh inside an episode of Doctor Who paints that picture. So it's kind of, in a wibbly wobbly way, it's kind of a real Van Gogh, isn't it?
Yeah. I got to go to the Van Gogh Museum like a long time ago over in Amsterdam.
Right.
And that was awesome. And I actually, when I went to the NGV, well, I reckon 7 or 8 years ago, actually surprised me because they had a collection on loan, and there were about 4 of my favorite Edward Hopper paintings in Victoria. That was wild. I actually had that painting just as on my phone on the lock screen, and I just turned a corner, not expecting to see it, and it was actually there in front of me. So it was wild.
Anyone wondering who Edward Hopper is, you'll know straight away. He did this painting called Nighthawks. It's a bar, and it's got a man and a lady at the bar, and there's another guy further up the bar. And there's been a lot of parody art of it, and it's got James Dean, he's the guy standing away, and Humphrey Bogart and Marilyn Monroe are the guy and the girl, and Elvis is behind the bar. But the original painting, it just, if you look at it properly, it really evokes like a sense of like loneliness and shit like that. That's as arty as I'm going to get about it.
Look, it's funny because I think people make too much of it. Like when you're going to a museum or whatever, I think people they're trying to have something to say like about everything, and sometimes it's not really that. It's not supposed to be that complex.
Yeah,
you've got to go there. It's something. It can even be just beyond words. People. You're listening to too many people break down paintings who are professional art critics, and then it makes people intimidates them.
Yeah.
Whereas most of the time, it's like music. It's like you don't have to break it down in any kind of way. Just put down a bunch of shit that you think, or even don't put it into words. Just like looking at it, that's what.
Surely there's an element of getting something off your chest, right? And that's just putting it out there.
Art's, to me, it's like art's just a way for human to soothe the human condition, because it's ultimately the best art is the most meaningless art. Like in my opinion, the most valuable art is the most disposable, because if you like something that's not required, that sort of demonstrates its value even more to me. Because that means that's us human beings just sort of investing a value into something, So I don't particularly like message in general. I don't like message art or in movies or any. I usually like abstract or even stuff that's just nonsensical.
Yeah.
So I think it's I don't like it when stuff's didactic, and they're trying to insert a lesson into it.
I was trying to tell you this is how it is, kind of thing. Yeah.
To me, that's a bit trite. I just I don't want someone to go, here's the message behind this, whether it's historical or political or whatever. So to me, the more timeless it is, the better. But when people, it's like even Norm Macdonald would say, when it comes to comedy, don't timestamp yourself by getting too topical with your comedy, because then in 10 years, no one's going to fucking want to listen to a joke about. It's like when you listen to jokes now from the 70s about Jimmy Carter. So who the fuck wants to hear that?
Yeah. This is the intellectual Collingwood channel. Yeah. So we go through. We go from the lowest, basest fucking excuses for humor to existential delving into fucking, deep meaning art and shit like that. So
yeah, I think
everyone is welcome here.
I think therefore I am.
All right. Look, I'm going to wrap it up soon, guys. Maddie, are you going to do something after this, man? If so, I will stick around for a bit and we can do a seamless transition onto your one. Let us know, Matt, what's going on. Yeah. Anything else to add before this big game tomorrow night, guys? Anything that we haven't talked about in the chat?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the game overall, it's good that we're going to be going into a wildcard game with a bit of confidence. Should obviously get a win. Hopefully that's the case, and we also got a few guys that need to sort of step up and sort of make their case forward, and so even if we go into the wild card as like a bit of like a reset, all the form previous, doesn't necessarily matter because, at this point, if we can just build from here on, then all we got to do is just get better each week.
Yeah. Mick, what's the best brand of smoke? This channel is brought to you by Manchester Lights, which you can't see properly because my green screen doesn't allow me, but you can't see that. They sponsor me. They fund the propaganda being spurted out from this channel. Find them at milk bars around the suburbs. And
milk bars with the bars on it. One of those ones.
Milk bars that get shot up because there's gang wars going. Control of it, mate.
I used to love collecting old cigarette ads from the 30s, 40s, and 50s when they were really super inappropriate.
Oh yeah.
It had a newborn baby on it saying, "My mother smokes this brand because they're real. They don't burn your throat."
Yeah. You got to bring that back, man. The greatest fucking thing ever, mate. The Marlboro Man, mate. Fuck. Everyone start smoking, mate. Come on, we're gonna get it back into society. I feel like the only
gotta get it back in the vogue.
I'm the only person in the world that smokes anymore, man. What the fuck's going on, mate?
I gave up about 10 years ago, I think. Less maybe now, but
more importantly, we're gonna get a drink in Benny Zero's hand one day, mate. Huh? Come on, man.
Yes.
Let your hair down, mate. Come on, pal.
If my coaches can't get a drink in my hand, no one can. It's done. You know who you can blame? Just remember, it's Tom Hafey himself. He convinced me not to drink when I was 13 or 14, and that was it. He got me at the right time, indoctrinated me, and that was it. I was programmed for life.
Yeah. Better off without it anyway. Ben.
I had the wrong idols growing up.
Mate, I'm a binge drinker. Yeah, I don't drink every day, but mate, if there's going to be a particular day, fucking on the calendar where a party or something like that, I'm going all in, mate. I am fucking knocking them down like there's no tomorrow, mate. That's why at the footy, I don't usually drink at the footy. I might have one or two, but I try and. I do like a lot of intermittent fasting now, and I usually say, you know what, I'll go to the footy. I'm not going to eat any of that shit that they got there. I'll just have, if I'm going to drink something, I'll have a black coffee or some water or a Coke Zero or something. That's it, mate. And I'll try and use that because it takes a lot of time out of your day, getting there, fucking at the footy, coming back. If you don't consume calories in that time, it's perfect, mate, But then again, you bump into someone. Come on, a beers. Oh, fuck, here we go.
What I did years ago is someone's personal trainer because I didn't have one, but a friend said this was the advice when she went out drinking, and then I just thought, oh, that's smart. So I just started drinking all like spirits straight, not mixing any Coke, and so I just don't have any soft drink, and I haven't for a long time, aside from maybe tonic water, or kombucha.
Fuck, tonic water tastes like shit, man.
I've always loved tonic water. I love the quinine sort of taste. Yeah. I've always liked since I was a kid, but just don't drink your calories. That's where it gets people.
Yeah.
Like I've got people in my family, they'll have like 9 big bottles of Coke a day or 9 Red Bulls, and it's like, oh geez, there's your calories for the day or more.
People think apple juice and orange juice is healthy and scull it, mate, thinking it's healthy for them, and they're just racking up the calories minus all the good stuff like the flesh and the fiber that makes you feel full. Like an apple juice is probably 6 apples, and you can't eat 6 apples. You'll have a stomach ache after 2, but you extract all the sugar out of it and turn it into a liquid, and bang, the calories just add up. So it's the best thing to cut out your liquid calories, mate.
Yeah.
The sugary stuff. I do sort of more of a French diet. I don't necessarily have like super, like if I'm having something rich, it's just really, small portion. That's because French people are mostly, slender. Yeah. And they're still eating lots of butter, lots of cream. It's just about portion, really.
And they got the better quality stuff. French, Italians, Greeks, the stuff they get, mate. It's not fucking ultra processed and shit like that. Just to let everyone know,
live the longest.
Matthew the Warble, has got a stream set up. He's not going to go on right now. A little bit later, he just wants to let everyone know that he will have a stream going on later. So feel free to join him. I'll be finishing up in the next 10 minutes or so. There might be a bit of time in between me finishing and him starting, but I've got to wake up early in the morning tomorrow and start my job. But before I do that, I want to get to the bottom of this fucking kombucha fucking business. Still don't know what it is. I've probably asked this like a million times. What the fuck is it, man? But we've got the main man. We've got the kombucha poster boy right with us right now, mate. So he'll give us a proper.
Get the Remedy brand. That's what I have. I'm sure Ben probably has that. That's the main sort of brand.
That's the primary one. Remedy. It's probably the most kombucha-y of the commercial kombuchas. The other one I like is Low Bros. There's a couple of flavors of that I like. But Remedy is the best kombucha for you. And look, you can believe what you want about the good for your gut stuff. For me, it's just a refreshing drink that isn't bad for you. That's different to water. So that's why I drink it. It's not for the benefits. It's something that's a bit tasty and very refreshing. That isn't just water. So that's where it is for me. I can't tell you whether my gut biome is great or better or worse from it. I think it's maybe minimal, any sort of effect like that. But there's people out there who'll preach it and maybe feel more about it. That I don't know if they have problems to begin with that it's helped, but for me, it's just a refreshing drink, mate.
Just the sound of it
with no sugar.
Kombucha. It sounds like it tastes like fucking shit, man.
I can tell you what. Took me a while to get convinced. I'll tell you what.
It tastes like alcohol, but it's because it's fermented. To me, it just tastes like it's like a non-alcoholic beer or something.
Oh, okay. What's the source of it? Is it like some rare fucking plant? Okay.
And some other stuff, yeah.
All right. So it's not fucking kale juice or some shit like that.
Some of them are actually some of them are pleasant. Like they're not, it's not like you'll get the flavored ones like the berry or whatever, different orange or lemon. And so they're like, it's actually not just a
ginger.
Nice fizzy drink. Yeah. I mean, I like green. I have a lot of green tea and a lot of herbal tea as well. So I like that sort of shit. So I've probably a bit conditioned to it.
Matt says it does have alcohol in it. Does it have like a slight alcohol content?
Oh, it's like you'd have to have like 40 of them to register anything.
Okay.
It's like a what do you call it? Like in terms of fermented, it's like when it's processed, it processes the sugars and stuff and yeast and all this sort of crap. But it's such trace amounts, you know, that it's basically nil, right? Otherwise, it wouldn't be on a supermarket shelf kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember back in the day when cherry ripes were triggering the frickin' breathalyzers? It's a similar sort of thing to that. It's but it's so minute. And, yeah, exactly. I mean, you can get lemon, lime, and bitters that is more alcoholic than not. I think it's the bitters, right, that sort of pushes it up and down. But you can get lemon, lime, and bitters that is basically non-alcoholic as well. So if you were to have traditional kombucha, like how they really do it, and the old vats and stuff, it's probably way more alcoholic. But the commercial stuff, like what you buy, you know, every day in the supermarket, yeah, it's so minute, it's almost untraceable kind of thing.
Because my ex, a guy that I worked with for about 6 months, and a buddy, his wife was in recovery. I think she was 10 years sober after drugs and alcohol. And what she was drinking kombucha because it was the easiest thing for her to sort of replace the missing alcohol, because it sort of had that sort of, you know, it was a good substitute. So she didn't feel like, you know,
it
was going cold
clever.
turkey. Yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to end it here. I'm going to say a big thank you for the panelists for joining me and everyone in the chat that's joined us. I have to somehow, Benny will know this. Benny, I'm pretty much wide awake, but I need to get a good 6 hours in me. How do I just get myself to sleep, man? You know all these remedies, mate.
No screen time is a big one, mate, bro. And you've just failed that.
Impossible, mate.
Yeah, I know. That's my trick, mate. I just don't get on the phone for half an hour before I sleep, and I'm out of it, mate. You know, I exercise, so I'm stuffed I'm stuffed now.
Yeah.
I could have gone to sleep an hour ago, but the conversation about trippy mushroom art and music combinations kept me awake. So, yeah, no screen time, mate, and no coffees. Crying out loud. Not at this time of night.
Oh,
tea's good.
Yeah.
Chamomile tea instead, right? That should help you a little bit.
When you see me tomorrow, mate, my eyes are going to be fucking red and fucking. I probably wouldn't have slept, but the emotion of the footy game and the adrenaline of the footy game will keep me up. But then I'll probably look like an absolute fucking bloodhound dog by the time I do my post game. But it's all good because I got fucking 3 fucking days in a row. Yeah, 3 days off in a row straight after, so I've got plenty of time to recover. Yeah.
What you could try, Mick, what I've been doing for a while is there's a playlist on YouTube.
Yep.
And it's just for like radio calls for football.
Oh, okay.
And I put it on really, really, really low, so it's almost like white noise.
Okay. Yep.
That tends to work. I think that's more because I'm an anxious sort of sleeper.
Yeah.
So that sort of seems to just keep things calm, but it's not so loud and abrupt that it's going to like jolt you awake suddenly.
Yeah. Okay. Good idea. What I usually found, what I'll try and do, I'll try and read a chapter of a book or something and get my eyes tired somehow like that. And, see how we go. See how I end up. You'll see me tomorrow, mate. If I look like shit, you know. If I look like shit and I'm a fucking cranky bastard that gets upset about little tiny shit, you know, I haven't slept, mate. But thank you, everyone, for joining us. I'm going to end it now. Calm the pies. Let's get this fucking thing. Let's get this job done, man. One more week, of footy, please, man. And let's go up to Adelaide and beat them. And then all of a sudden, we're fucking talking premierships, mate. Come on, man. Let's make it work.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then, you know, all us negative types, he's going to all jump on us. See, we were right. You guys were fucking wrong. You were fucking negative all this time, mate.
Yep. Hey, I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We catch up with you tomorrow. Can't Pies. Catch you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.